Поспать звучит как хорошая идея,
Hang on to your hats, folks, because from Entropy 147
особенно
comes
если
a
тебе не надо сейчас комментировать Super
$2,000
Mario Galaxy 2.
donation. An individual, a few words, there is no comment, but Entropy, thank you so much for your very generous donation. I thought I'd just take a quick moment here to talk a little bit about the charity we're representing. For those of you who might be joining us,
Не вижу в выборе сюжетки в Octopath Traveler Сайрус совершенно непопулярный вариант, а жаль. Я бы задонатил, чтобы выбрали Сайруса.
Malnutrition, natural disasters, and exclusion from healthcare in over 70 countries in 2018. On any given day, thousands of individuals representing dozens of nationalities can be found providing assistance to people caught in crises around the world. They are doctors, nurses, logistics experts,
Так, ребята, я сейчас на минутку отвалюсь, у меня чуть-чуть интернет подлагивает, я бутну роутер. Надеюсь, я не сильно опоздаю на начало. Сейчас.
Organization received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1999. That's what we're about, and if you all are in agreement for what MSF stands for, then your donations are always appreciated. They go straight to them. We have $20 from Bookworm 105. There is no cow level. But if there was, this would go towards seeing it.
Так, я вернулся.
$25 from Boo 2011. Love GDQ, love dogs, pet that dog.
Сейчас еще чатик прогрузить, и будет норм. Все, I'm back. В официальном чате пишут: игры это, конечно, хорошо, но сон нужен для сбалансированной жизни. Эти ваши благородные мемы.
We've got $50 from Irene and Sean. Thanks for the amazing runs and putting together such great events. It's our pleasure to make a donation to such an excellent cause. We have $250 from Peter Pan, who says, thank you so much for running this fun event. Hype!
Там снизу справа на камере кто-то пытается нам продемонстрировать вроде диск Super Mario Galaxy. Мне отсюда не особо видно.
$100 from Count Viewlard. It goes against my nature to let a dog go unpetted. Speaking of the dog, we have passed 4,000. We are at 4,090 of 10,000, closing that gap. Let's get that dog pet. It deserves it. You can see that it wants it in its eyes. Please let us pet the dog.
Я вот тоже не припомню. Я знаю, что в разных городах проводились ГТК, но как насчет разных штатов не в курсе. В принципе, можно чекнуть, на Википедии есть.
We have $200 from Sorrowful Eyes. Greetings from Australia. As it is my birthday today, I thought I should share the love. Good luck, runners. Well, happy birthday to you, Sorrowful Eyes. Thank you for your generous donation, and we hope you're having a lot of fun over there in Australia where it's daytime hype hours. Over here, it's nighttime hype hours. Where's my late night crew at? I love you all. Please don't ever change.
Что-то долго настраивают долгую игру.
$25 from Odd Craig X. I tried to come up with something witty, but I just want to pet a dog. I mean, same. We have $1,000. This one's coming at us from a silent anonymous. We don't know who you are or what you're thinking, but we thank you so very much for your generosity, anonymous. Thank you. Well, my friends, you know what they say. Generosity is its own reward, but that does not mean we're not going to give you a little something extra for opening your wallet and your hearts to MSF. We've got so many wonderful prizes. For anyone who's been looking at that donation, at that tracker, the prizes are kind of tied to a start and a stop game, and we have a whole bunch of them that if you want to get in on them, you have until Pac-Man World to donate, and that is the next run after Mario Galaxy 2. Among many, many potential prizes, we've got this light blue Yoshi amiibo you can see on the screen. We've got that delightful Banjo-Kazooie chainmail inlay, which I believe was the previous one shown. We've got all sorts of other things. We have Mario World Crystal Orb. We've got the Mushroom 3D Perler. We've got the Toad 3D Perler. We have got Rose of No Man's Castle, that fantastic artwork you saw Sent holding up earlier. Just so many things, and all of them can be had. You donate $30 or less, you're entered for every single one of those and more. But you gotta get in before Pac-Man World for that.
Не знаю, как насчет амибки Йоши, но некоторые амибки тут точно скрафчены руками.
We have $20 from Anonymous, who just says, pet that dog. while I'm going through these donations, can we just take a moment to appreciate the amazing remixes we've had going on all week in the background here?
Сейчас пошел метальный ремикс из Валуиджи Пинбол. Приехали сурплисы в официальном чате.
Oh my god, this one's called Pinball Wazard, and I just, this is too good. We have a donation from Moocow32, Black Sheep Wall. Power overwhelming. Something for nothing. There is no cow level. $10 from Shirley Ann. I will donate another $10 if you can confirm this dog is a good boy. Shirley Ann, I assure you, this dog is 12 out of 10. Very, very good boy.
Продолжают собирать жертвования на инцентив погладить собаку. Говорят, что пёсель 12 из 10, very good boy.
$100 from Dog Lover 228. Dogs need to be pet. Let me tell you, these dog pet donations are very emphatic. Excessive use of caps lock? No, just enough caps lock. Keep it up, my friends. $50 from Dr. Chompy, just making sure the dog gets pet.
Тем временем мы продолжаем ждать старта Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Ooh, here's a spicy thought here. $5 from JD White. $5 dono train for dog pet, question mark? I think we can do a $5 dono train for dog pet. Dog pet is now just past 4,500 of 10,000. I think we can absolutely get the dog pet before the end of Mario Galaxy. What do you all think? Yeah, don't take my word for it. People have spoken. Let's make it happen. I apologize in advance. We have $5 from Alexander172. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but I'm a dog, so pet me maybe. I'm a little bit ashamed to actually remember the melody to that song. We have $300 from Kyle 2.0. Thanks for putting on an amazing show for such a great cause. Keep up the great work, everyone. And hey, here we have $15 from Shirley Ann. Thank you for the confirmation. Here's another $15 for all the good boys out there. Doggo hype! We have $100 from Joe Hogan Art. Please, octopet that doggo. $5 from Garrett17. $5 dog train hype. $25 from Alpacalypse. Pet the dog!
Были ли какие-то фейлы на этом ГДК? Фейлы есть на всех марафонах.
Hope y'all could hear all 6 of those exclamation marks. They were very emphatic.
Но такие, чтобы очень примечательные, я даже не знаю. Точно просто марафонная удача. Фейлят эстимейты и так далее.
$250 from Friend of Dog. They're all good dogs, Bront. Pet that dog! $5 from Anonymous. I was going to wait to donate, but someone said $5 dono train for Pet the Dog, so of course, the dog must be pet. Doggo hype! $5 from DD9K. Your singing made me donate. Pet the dog. Hey, some good came of it? Yes. Couldn't wipe this smile off my face if you tried. $30 from Jabo Fett. Why haven't you pet the dog? You monster. Pet the Dog has passed 6,000 of 10,000. We're moving on up, friends. $5 from Less Caps, More Pets. Where there is a dog, there is a pet.
Нет, Сай не уснул. Сай сидит и ждет, когда уже запустят наконец Super Mario Galaxy 2.
$25 from Jim Bob Murphy. Birds are meant to fly, fish are meant to swim, frames are meant to be saved, and dogs are meant to be pet. Here's $25 to uphold the natural order. $30 from Jack, who says, "Doggo must be pet, it is law."
Мне тоже интересно, что такой долгий сетап.
$10 from Skyclops, who says, "Come on, you can do it."
Сирслеер, это зависит от игры. У нас есть, например, спидранеры определенных игр. Они обязательно комментируют. А часто мы или не знаем, что это за игра, или не знаем спидран, поэтому некоторые комментируются до подготавливаются до марафона к комментированию. А некоторые сидят и переводят. Это как, например, я.
$100 from Sladebane. Got to show love to the animals. Half to the not so secret cow level. The other half to petting the dog. Secret cow level has been getting some love. It is now at 32.21 of 40,000. Definitely a big
У
improvement.
нас есть целая процедура подготовки к марафону. Хотя в результате все равно просто какие-то казуалы отдуваются за всех и пытаются переводить и мемить на большинстве игр.
$5 from Zircon. As a service dog handler and future service dog trainer, you know I have to jump in on that $5 dog petting train. Pet that dog! $5 from Anonymous. $5 donation train. Hype!
Не знаю, есть ли мировой рекорд по ожиданию игры, но мы его точно не устанавливаем на этой игре. Наконец-то они настроили Super Mario Galaxy. Хайп. И мы готовы стартовать.
What's up, everybody? I am Super Viper T302.
Так,
Before we get started,
это наш спидранер Super Viper. В первую очередь представляет нам диван. И поехали.
2, 1, go! Alright, so as is the nature with Super Mario Galaxy Speed games, we start off with like a couple minutes of intro. And it's all TD, and we're going to start by introducing the main movement of this game, which is just
в лучших традициях игр по Марио мы начинаем с довольно долгого интро.
If you've seen the superior Super Mario Galaxy 1, you will know the general movement. We have no bias here on this couch. I'm like one of the few people who's
Да, на диване там Спайк Веджита сидит собственной персоной.
Alright, so within a minute of the game's story, we're introduced to this little Luma guy, and he's going to go into Mario's hat and give us the ability to spin. And spinning basically lets us do everything in this game. We can, you know, hit switches, we can break open stuff, we can kill enemies, we can take launch stars, we can gain more height from jumps. You basically can't beat the game without it.
And you also go into like every single mode of transportation in the whole game with the spin.
Yeah. So here's the first trick of the run coming up here. Oh, I kind of got it. So if you time a jump properly there, you can get a small little boost of speed when jumping off the edge of that slope there. You only have a few frames to time that, but I'll go for a couple more.
Вот, собственно, показывает нам первый трюк. Это буст от склона вниз. Раннера типа как получилось, но не совсем.
Who is the current world record holder for this category? He came back to this game in like earlier this year and managed to get a new world record.
Super Viper также хвастается, что он в этом году поставил новый мировой рекорд.
In addition to that, there's also a new route that's been proposed by several other people in the Galaxy community, which I'll be trying to show off as well. So this is going to be a huge upgrade from the last time this game was shown at SGDQ 2017. You're going to get to see, hopefully, a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, big shout-outs to Nemi, who's been running this game for, I'm pretty sure, about 50 years. So, he's a god.
All right, so right here, there's potential for a small text skip I could get here. I'm not really going to go for it, but, like, we'll see what happens. So on this set of 4 text boxes, if you're slow on these first 2, I didn't get it. If you're slow on the first 2 and then get the third one frame perfect, you can skip the 4th one, but it's frame perfect against 60 FPS. Not really worth it.
Ранее говорит, что тут есть возможность скипнуть текст, но очень нестабильная возможность, потому что зависит от фреймрейта и от специальных таймингов. Не особо там много времени сохраняет.
Yeah, right off the bat, they want you to like move around. I think you go into a pipe or something. I don't know. Nintendo lets you get creative with your platforming here.
Нас, короче, запускают в космос, и тут что-то вроде начальных локаций, все довольно просто, и тут предполагается, что игрок захочет побегать, там, пособирать монетки, но раннера это не интересует, он скипает большинство платформ, просто запрыгивая наверх. Отлично, и он сразу же скипается на планетку между планетками. Собственно, хоть в этой игре и есть более-менее задуманный путь, по которому разработчики игры хотели, чтобы вы шли, она позволяет быть немного креативным в своем платформинге. И под немного я имею в виду совсем пропускать 90% некоторых планет.
And as I said, backwards momentum is superior to forwards momentum, so you can do stuff like that, but I accidentally changed my camera there. So here is coming up to the first fight of the run, Pee-wee
Так,
Piranha.
сейчас
So you're intended to spin
начнется
that Pee-wee
первая
Piranha
драка
shell
в
about 2
ране.
or 3 times and then break it, but you can just ground pound the whole thing once and shatter the shell instantly.
Yeah, you kind of want to hit it basically in the jugular, like right in the neck. So bait it out. Yo, nice first hit right there.
В этом ране, получается, надо прыгать по яйцу, но с правильным прыжком вниз, где-то в районе вот шеи этой растения пираньи, можно разбить вот эту вот как броню из скорлупы практически моментально. И мы получили первую звезду. You got a star. И в ране надо собрать их 70. Ну, точнее, 71, учитывая последнюю.
Also very nice that this game, unlike Mario Galaxy 1, actually gives you that IL, that individual level timer in the bottom right corner. So you can automatically, like if you want to get into running this game, you can kind of get a good comparison for how you're doing compared to like top times or intermediate times.
Yeah, so this is this fat purple idiot that's on my screen right now. His name is Lubba.
Don't be mean to Lubba.
But we're going to call him Purple Idiot because that's what he is. This basically the story here, I'm just kind of skimming through this text here, but basically they ran into Bowser. This is a little sob story about how they ran into Bowser and he took all their stars, so now they're on this little crummy little spaceship, and he's going to use the power of this one star to transform this into the hub world called.
Так, ну, собственно, нам объясняют здесь сюжет, в том плане, что нам тут объясняют, что вот пришел Баузер, украл все звезды, и с помощью первой звезды нам тут создают планету, которая называется космический корабль Марио. И это будет чем-то вроде хаба для Марио в поисках следующих звезд.
Backflip to the helm because this yellow button is what we're going to take to get to this Super Mario Bros. 3-esque world map, and that's how we're going to get from galaxy to galaxy.
Yeah, you move around a lot quicker between galaxies in this game compared to the first game because of the world map.
That being said, though, this game does still have a lot of
И
downtime.
Марио улетает в очередное приключение.
45 to 60 seconds between stars, so yeah, that's what part of what makes this run so long.
Впервые видим карту мира в этой игре.
Yeah. So next, instead of going to Yoshi Star, we're just going to go straight to Sky Station 2. And this star isn't nearly as flashy as Sky Station 1, but should still be an interesting watch for sure.
И мы сразу же возвращаемся в начальный уровень, потому что там надо поднять еще одну звезду.
And I'm going to try to catch a little chomp cycle here. And it's pretty tight, but hopefully I'll be able to get it.
There's immediately kind of the unsung difficulty I find about the Galaxy games is just understanding, because gravity's obviously.
Мы еще видим интересную особенность физики в этой игре, это то, что гравитация меняется в зависимости от того, с какой стороны планеты Марио находится.
Right there, single jumps are actually a little faster when you go over those little curves, as opposed to doing a long jump where you actually start losing momentum at some point.
All right, this planet is pretty tricky because you need to have pretty good movement in order to make the optimal platform cycle here, and you can lose a lot of time if you miss the cycle. So, right when I get inside here is when it's really going to matter. Oh, I tried to spin with the nunchuck there and didn't. Oh, hey.
Oh,
All right.
you got an extra life.
Hello. What the?
О, наконец-то у раннера получилось
There we go.
запрыгнуть от стены наверх. Чуть-чуть зафейлился
Yeah,
здесь,
so,
но в принципе не страшно.
obviously a lot of motion controls in this game, so if your sensor bar decides to hate you, yeah, you're in for a fun time.
Optimal cycle. Yeah, nice. Improv your way in.
Here's the first instance of flip switches, so you just kind of step on all of these and you can make something happen. In this case, another pair of flip switches. And here's Cosmic Coins. These guys are annoying, and you'll see them a lot throughout the run. They basically copy Mario's every movement, and they make backtracking really hard. Right here, I'm going to be spinning. I'm going to try to spin onto
Так,
this
здесь
little
нам
flip
нужно
switch here, and I
понажимать все
didn't
эти
really get
кнопочки.
it.
Мы
I
еще
just tried to
видим
came up with
противника
this
довольно
optimization
противного,
there.
который
Kind of lifts Mario up
копирует
against it a little
все
bit. Yeah. Just have to make the step.
движения
Boss
самого
fighting is,
Марио.
pretty
И в
self-explanatory,
некоторых
so,
частях
Peter, if you
рано
wanna
не
go ahead
будут
and explain,
мешать,
landing
но
cancels.
Yeah, I mean, sure, landing
у спидранеров,
cancels is a very
естественно, есть
minor
способы,
piece
как
of
с ними
tech
разбираться.
where, it's available in both Galaxy 1 and 2, but whenever you've gone from a launch star and you land on a planet, you can actually go into first person on many of them at least, and actually cancel out the little animation of Mario landing. Hence, a landing cancel. Allows you to move just a little bit faster each time.
So there's a
Так,
variant
и
of that.
мы
You'll see me
получаем
go
нашу
for at the
вторую
start of
звезду.
most stars, where I'm gonna try to
Stargate.
jump on the frame that I land, but again, that's frame perfect
Это
in
уже
60
традиция
FPS, so
официального
the
чата
likelihood that I
писать
get that
Cool
more than, like,
Cat,
5
Stargate,
times
Cool
is
Cat.
pretty unlikely.
Каждый раз,
Landing
когда
cancels save very little time each
в
time
играх
because
Марио
there's so many
получают
launch
звезду.
stars that it saves like definitely over a minute throughout the whole run.
So you can go ahead and fire one or two quick donations.
Alrighty, got $25 from Danny G. Greetings from the back couch. I'm so thrilled that Viper's representing the Super Mario Galaxy speedrunning community with an SMG2 run. Good luck, Viper. Say hi to the purple idiot for me.
Hi, Lubba.
Hi, Lava.
Lubba's better than Rosalina.
I agree.
All right, so this is Yoshi Star
I'm
Galaxy,
hurt.
and Yoshi is the most broken thing in this game. So any of you want to go ahead and clarify on that?
Yoshi can infinite flutter. Big surprise.
Good explanation.
Так, на этом уровне нас познакомят с механикой Йоши в этой игре.
Played a game with Yoshi and has a little flutter, and for whatever reason, if you like crouch on his back, that refunds his ability to do the flutter. So you can just do it over and over and over and over again. But you have to have a really good rhythm the whole time, and you have to find like.
Это нам объясняет, что особенность Йоши в этой игре это то, что он может летать бесконечно по факту, потому что если сидя на нем присесть, то это почему-то ресетает возможность Йоши подлетать.
Yeah.
Ну, то есть, когда он прыгает, он может вот так вот помахать в воздухе ногами, и это задерживает его
All right,
полет.
serious time.
И вот мы видим, что приседая в воздухе, Йоши может это делать бесконечно.
I still custom made that.
That is disgustingly hard. He has to get the bounce off of that fruit. And we're going to talk about it so many times throughout the run, but there's so many little nuances to what makes Yoshi fluttering so interesting and so hard. After about 10 seconds in the air, you start to lose basically all your momentum from your Yoshi flutter. Right now, going to implement more Yoshi flutters to actually get some vertical movement.
Теперь мы используем вот этот бесконечный полет для того, чтобы подниматься наверх. Скипать целую кучу платформ.
Yeah, that can be pretty difficult to reach.
Yoshi's tongue is so bad. Sometimes it just doesn't lock.
And because we're angry at him, as
Ну,
with
там
any
пишут,
game with
кто
Yoshi,
Шайнгет, кто Старгет, но в основном пишут Старгет, по крайней мере в этой игре.
Really good job on the flutters there.
Yeah, most infinite flutters, once you get the rhythm down, is really just about learning the angles, and that flutter is pretty difficult. And one thing that makes flutters really difficult is if you're in the air for longer than 10 seconds, you lose basically all of your speed, and you're reduced to like a very slow crawl, which is why I dismounted off of Yoshi at the end of that flutter, so that I could maintain a little bit of that extra momentum and make it into the gravity field of that planet.
Thankfully, once you kind of launch off of the back of Yoshi, you actually still have a lot of momentum going in that direction, so it's a way to get that extra distance.
Ну, также упоминают, что когда прыгаешь со спины Йоши, то у Марио остается довольно много инерции в ту сторону, в которую он прыгает, так что это позволяет также забуститься в некоторых местах.
We're going to Bowser right now. We're coming very far under estimate.
Yeah, whole entire game skip. Yeah, this infinite flutter is less complicated than the first one, but the angles are a little awkward, and also there's a bit of an awkward camera change midway through.
Yeah, there's a camera change that you can't control at all. So he's gonna have to then change his angle to actually be able to make Yoshi keep that momentum. He's going for an aggressive strat here.
Так,
Let's see if he can get
мы
it.
сразу возвращаемся на этот уровень, потому что тут есть еще одна звезда. И... Отлично. Получается, что он прыгнул практически задом, и это могло закончиться плохо, потому что мог улететь не в ту сторону, или просто не долететь, но у него получилось с первого раза.
Alright, so this boss is terrible. Giga like D2.
Тут у нас что-то вроде босса.
But it's pointer based.
С ним мы разбираемся простым образом. Он кидает в нас колючки, и мы эти колючки с помощью Йоши отбиваем обратно в босса.
Come on. Oh, I didn't get it. If you uncrouch and spin on the same frame, you can get Yoshi in this weird little sliding state.
So right here, he's trying to both shoot one and prep another one. Ah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Point got in the way.
That little
Быстрого
cursor
килла
got in
не
the way there, so I wasn't
получилось.
able to do that strat properly. It's fine. There's a pretty easy backup. So I'm just going to kind of sit at the front here and wait for Giga like D2 to throw a couple spinies at me.
Yeah, this will only lose him a couple of seconds. They'll give you this.
Oh no!
So horrible.
But we hit the checkpoint.
You got the checkpoint.
Yeah, I have to redo the boss fight now, so...
Hey, you can get the quick kill now. Yoshi's
К сожалению, раннер упал
Alright,
с планеты,
so...
и это очень большой фейл на самом деле.
We just clapped for a death because Yoshi got his revenge.
Но, по крайней мере, на этой планете есть чекпоинт.
We have $15
Но
from
теперь
General
ему
Kill
придется
for I should be
переделывать
studying
заново
right.
этот
Just
босс-файт.
emptied my wallet on Steam, but here we go again. Absolutely worth giving a little for a world of difference for those less fortunate. Go conquer those galaxies.
There we go. So I'm not going to bother with early kill strat because now my cycles are messed up. So in the meantime, let's try that stupid strat again. There we go.
What?
I didn't know you could do
I'm
that.
so glad you
Какой-то
guys
интересный
got
баг
rid of
с
it.
Йоши получился, где
Yeah.
Марио с Йоши присели, но при этом продолжают двигаться.
Up. There we go. All right, I'm not going to jump this time. That's what messed me up. All right. So let's wait here. There we go.
Oh,
Wait, what? All right, now I have to wait for him to do this little lightning attack, and I have to try to snipe him. This is not going well right now.
Сам раннер говорит, что этот файт не идет очень хорошо.
Hardest boss in the game.
Yeah, sorry about that whole death shenanigans there. That it can be really frustrating when your pointers decides to not cooperate. But we're out of there.
You got
thank
a
goodness.
star.
and Yoshi now gets to be in the little animation for the star.
Yeah. So now we're going to move on to Spin Dig Galaxy, which is where we get to see the first of Mario's actual power-ups, the Spin Drill. As the name implies, you can just drill your way through planets that have dirt in them. And Nintendo intended for you to use this power-up a lot on this first planet, but what they didn't realize is that Mario can jump in these games. So there's going to be a lot of sequence breaks where you just jump instead of using the drill to get to where you need to go.
Yeah, that sort of stuff is all over the Galaxy games. Right? I like to think like it was almost Nintendo, the devs feeling like they allow the players to be a little creative with it. So like he's saying right here, you're supposed to like go drill inside this first planet, find some stuff. I don't even remember.
Так, теперь нам показывают механику в этой игре с
I
дрелями.
really have no memory of it.
I haven't done this
Yeah, I
in
think
7
that's what
years.
you do, but instead of doing that, I'm just going to triple jump up there because I'm a speedrunner and that's what I do. Nice.
Oh, the saves. Let's get it.
That jump's not actually that hard.
You're not supposed to tell them that.
All right, so here I'm going to use another homing ground pound here to get this spin drill real quickly.
Мы видим, что дрели в этой игре используются для того, чтобы проходить, по сути, сквозь планету.
He contorted Mario to be in the right direction. And nice little sequence break right there where he sort of did a little double jump and then drilled into the corner, which actually sent him at a little bit of an angle to pop out on the other side there, cutting out a little
Вот
back
мы
and
видим, что
forth.
таким образом раннер может обузить эту дрель вообще, чтобы очень быстро проходить планеты. Вот это было очень плохо. Опять упал с планеты.
Yeah, the cycles there can be really, really bad if your movement is really bad. So there we go.
You'll notice he's shooting out star bits because there are hungry Lumas in this game that you have to feed to open up levels, but you can get all the star bits from the Bank Toad, which is basically like a New Game Plus sort of thing where you can share star bits between files.
But why do I need star bits here? Well, you're about to find out.
Captain Toad tries to talk to you.
Hey, it's
we don't
Captain
like that
Toad.
guy.
Aw.
You don't talk to us.
Yeah.
Saves him a few seconds over a little text box.
Только что раннер скипнул диалог с капитаном Тодом. Сохраняет всего пару секунд, но тем не менее.
At some point in the fight, Diggle is going to try to jump to either the left or the right, and optimally, he'll jump right on top of me.
Так, вот тут у нас босс, которого нужно побеждать с помощью дрели.
I don't know the exact odds, but
50-50 sounds good.
I didn't get it.
Unlucky, unfortunately.
I also want to try to keep those yellow enemies alive if possible. Unfortunately, he killed one, because then he won't try to spawn anymore like he's about to here. All right, so let's see if I can get good RNG here. Bless RNG.
Come on, 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 come on.
Nice.
Yeah. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
And one of those, oh, never mind.
Rip.
That was my fault. There we go.
Nice.
And I could walk to the star, but I'm a speedrunner and I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna
Так, и
drill
вот
straight to it,
появляется наша звезда.
and I'll just pop right up into the star.
Да не, можно пешком дойти, но спидранеры так не делают. Мы
All right,
просто
so, why don't you go ahead and fire
пробурлили
up a couple donations.
планету насквозь, чтобы добраться до этой звезды.
We have 10502 from Bobzilla 203, 502 crew forever. And we have $1,000 from Professor Sill,
Wow.
who says, been meaning to donate each year. Glad to be at a place in my life where I can help make a difference.
All right, so as you can see here, Lubba does sometimes bring you to other parts of the starship, like here, for instance. And we don't really care because we don't care about Lubba and what he has to say to us, so I'm just going to head straight back to the button.
And who's like, oh, we're being so mean to him. He talks to you way too much in this video game about stuff we don't care about.
He's trying to be friendly.
Look, I love Lubba, but he is really annoying.
Yeah, but we'll get our revenge on him later at the end of the run. So this is right side down. This level does kind of play with how gravity works in this game, but one thing that's cool about this level is that Nintendo kind of meant for you to break this level, or at least I like to think they did, because there's a lot of skips in this first star that I'm about to do here that are basically just like convenient level design here. So first of all, at the start here, I got this really cool backflip here that will allow me to just go all the way down to the
Так,
flower.
теперь мы видим этапы игры, где игра превращается из 3D-платформера в 2D-платформер.
There we go.
Хотя игра все еще
So
3D.
you're intended to hit a gravity of the switch here, but conveniently there is an item box placed right here. That's right. Oh, I meant to backflip there. There we go. And that's.
И в этом уровне есть довольно много скипов. Вот мы только что видели, как раннер
So here's another area where the game
спрыгнул
intends
с
for you to hit a gravity switch, but instead of doing that, I'm going to use these
коробочки
elevators, which are
и
conveniently placed
пропустил
right next to where I need to
довольно
go.
большую часть уровня.
There we go. And right here is a pretty difficult section, so if you want to kind of go over the two things I'll be doing here.
Yeah, I mean, we got
Поднимаем
the
огненный
butterfly
цветок.
right here. It's pretty cool. And he's actually by I guess by like holding Z.
You mash,
Yeah, you mash
Z.
Yeah, you mash Z and shake the Wii remote, and you can throw fireballs really fast. And then here you can kind of jump under the box.
I'm not going to go for that.
Yeah, you can die pretty easily trying to jump under these boxes.
Yeah,
You can
because if you
save a
get
few
squished,
seconds,
if you get squished in this game, it doesn't matter how much health you have, you're just dead.
which is weird because you can jump on lava and not die.
All All right, so here I'm gonna just jump up here.
И
Up here.
You are actually because
тут
there's
можно
one up
просто
in the wall corner.
запрыгнуть за пределы уровня, то есть на
Nintendo thinks you
стену.
can go up there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, you kind of gotta contort Mario to where you delay
Вряд
him
ли это
enough by
задумывалось
just throwing up
разработчиками, но
fireballs to
тем не
make sure he
менее.
actually fully gets into kind of like his 2D state right there to be on top of the start.
All right. So next we're actually going to go back into right side down to do the secret or hidden star, depending on what you want to call them.
Так, получаем очередную
If
звезду.
you remember the trash mini games from Galaxy 1, this is a similar concept. We have to burn a bunch of boxes. I don't know. And I'm going to be able to skip the level intro cutscenes because I've already seen them. I also have to actually point at the screen instead of like, or just use the nunchuck like that instead of like auto selecting like I normally do. And again, here I'm just mashing A because I can skip the cutscenes because
Так,
Nintendo
мы возвращаемся
doesn't let you
опять
do
на
that.
этот уровень за другой звездой, и на этот раз можно уже скипать катсцены, что приятно,
This is going to be interesting.
потому что один раз мы этот уровень уже видели.
All right. So you're supposed to hit another gravity switch there, but you can just jump up into the pipe. All right, so here, this is actually a really hard thing to do optimally. It's not very, it's hard to do casually, but if you're doing it, if you're trying to go fast, it can be really difficult.
Yeah, a good beginner strat here is you just kind of come down to the front row and throw it up all the different rows. But instead we're going to go for some optimal stuff here, where we just kind of throw it at different
Так, сейчас у
notches
нас
on the
задача
controller.
поразбивать все ящики с помощью огненного цветка. И довольно сложно это сделать оптимально в спидране. Мы видели, что пару ящиков все-таки раннер
The best you can get on that minigame is just
пропустил.
barely 14, so
Yeah, I think my best is like a 12 or a 13, so that was pretty good. And I had a few missed shots too. I'm actually kind of bad at that one, but
Да,
we're done
вот
with right side
разбили
down
все
now.
ящики и получаем
It's just
еще одну
really
звезду.
hard.
not as hard as the trash minigame from the inferior Galaxy game.
Ooh. We
I
got a
have to
fight
agree-
on the couch.
I have to agree with Claire on that one.
Galaxy 2.
So keep this guy in mind because he'll be important later.
Wubba? Oh, no, this guy.
Yeah.
He's not important.
He's like, I thought we were just talking crap about him. I didn't know.
Yeah, Lubba's not important. No, like I said, we don't care about him. But what we do care about is the next level, which is Fluffy Bluff.
Coolest power up in the game.
So this level introduces the Cloud Flower, which has its own set of broken physics, like almost every power-up in the Galaxy games.
Так, следующий уровень это у нас Fluffy Bluff, и здесь у нас появится новый цветочек, который называется облачный цветок, и с ним тоже есть несколько связанных механик, которые совершенно сломаны и позволят нам много чего скипать.
Basically, the completely intended way for us to get to 100 coins. Otherwise, you're not finding 100 coins just sitting around.
Yeah, so here's a cool shot. Here you can long jump into this Cloud Flower and you face the camera. And then you get a little bit backwards momentum from that.
And right here, little Cloud Mario. So each of those represent a different cloud platform that you can then create and be able to go up to different platforms.
Так, ну, собственно, особенность этого цветка в том, что вот за Марио летит 3 тучки, и эти тучки можно превратить в отдельные платформы, на которые Марио может прыгать, вот как мы сейчас видим. И
Cloud Mario has his own
спидранеры,
set of physics that's
естественно,
much more
умеют
fluid
это
than normal
обузить,
Mario is.
чтобы добираться до тех мест, куда они не должны добираться.
Hopefully I don't miss any of these. So now we're gonna feed to this. We're gonna feed them to this Hungry Luma, and he's just gonna burst with snacky happiness and transform into an entire planet, which I guess is something that can happen. I don't know. Have
Так,
any of you
этому
ever done
существу мы
that?
даем монетки, и оно просто превращается в отдельную планету.
What happened?
They kicked me
They were
out
like,
last time I
yeah,
did that.
I love it.
All right, and this last planet has some pretty cool movement if I can pull it off. So I'll just try to let this speak for itself.
Yeah, he can do a lot of canceling of his different cloud animations.
Вот мы видим, раннер использует как раз тучки, чтобы пропускать весь платформинг на этой башне. И вот как раз ему хватило высоты, чтобы добраться до звезды.
So to explain some of the cloud tech that you're seeing me use, if you crouch as soon as you make a cloud, you can cancel the cloud making animation and move right away. And that allows you to utilize the cloud's bounce. Because when you're on a moving platform that's moving up and you jump, your jump gains a lot more height. And so you can kind of utilize that bounce to do that. And you'll be seeing me use that a lot with other mechanics related to the Cloud Flower. So next star in Fluffy Bluff 1, I'm actually going to be doing a pretty big skip here that involves cloud momentum. So when you're Cloud Mario and you long jump off the center of a cloud and you're floating over an abyss, you're actually getting quite a bit of horizontal speed. And I'm going to use this to cross a huge distance and skip pretty much the entire level.
This is also one of the only levels where he skips the Comet Medal. So.
Yeah, off that triple jump, he was able to only have to use one cloud to get on top of the tree. And now, see the rest of the level.
Так, и вот сейчас мы видим очередной абуз облачка.
That should work.
Просто перепрыгнули большую часть уровня. Вообще без каких-либо проблем.
Also going to be showing off some cloud jumps, I think. Using the moving cloud platform moving up, you can just long jump very far.
Yeah, we'll see it again right here. So we'll start one up and then, again, just spinning and doing the long jump at the same time just gives you this nice boost utilizing a cloud.
Best character in the game, by the way.
Yeah, we'll see him
Так,
quite a
допрыгали
few
до этой
times throughout the
макаки, и
rest of the
она дает нам очередную звезду.
And there we go.
So, yeah. Well-executed star right there.
So there are going to be some instances where after you get a star that involved a power-up, not necessarily the first star with that power-up, where Lubba will try to bring you down to this little engine room here, where there's all the power-ups in like glass containers. You're not able to actually use the power-ups. You're able to just stare at them and gloat about them, I guess. I don't know. And just like with everything else relating to Starship, we're just going to yeet on out of here as soon as we
Вот
can.
мы еще видим особенность этой игры, что некоторые паверапы или некоторые предметы можно принести обратно на свой космический корабль. И это, по сути, работает как обыкновенный музей, никакой пользы для спидрана или для игры это не несет. Просто как в рамках ачивки. Так, и это уже уровень Баузера.
Yeah, I actually kind of hate the stage more than I hate the level, because in this stage, there's going to be a pretty tight cycle I have to make with the swamp right here, and the movement is very difficult. There's a lot of jumps that can just easily kill you if you do them in the slightest wrong way.
This boss sucks, but he sucks way more when he's engulfed in flames.
Oh, gosh.
Which at least you don't have to fight in this
Так,
one.
ну и мы приближаемся понемногу к боссу.
Good movement so far into a triple. Get a nice wall kick.
О, вот только что мы видим довольно красивый скип. Раннер отпрыгивает от Твомпа.
You can skip that main planet, and the boss planet just has a huge gravity field.
И
So Viper
пропрыгивает
did
до
something
следующей
called
планеты.
frame perfect ground pound, where if you spin and press Z on the same frame, you can do a regular ground pound out of a long jump. Normally you can only do a spin pound, but he did it out of the same frame.
All right, and this is Gobblegut, so you can go ahead and kind of explain how Gobblegut works.
Yeah, he's got 6 bulbous orbs on his body, and he's gonna, you go in 2 phases, you try to break 3 and 3 apiece. If this goes well, he has to do basically no waiting around for him to come down. He's gonna try to hit orbs 5, 6, and 1 right here at the beginning. He has to get an immediate long
Так,
jump
ну,
into a
собственно,
5th break.
наш босс.
Nice. Immediately into a backflip.
Мы видим, у этого босса есть вот такие вот красные шары, и на них надо прыгать, их надо разбивать. И за первый же цикл раннер успевает снести 3 из них, что довольно-таки оптимально.
Yeah, pulling his body down here just a little bit. That's 1, that's 2. He's avoiding the
И
phase.
еще 3 за второй цикл.
Beautiful. Still very good.
И минус босс.
Yeah, that. And here's the best part. In this run, we have to fight him twice.
Yeah, we're coming back later.
Yep.
This boss is disgustingly difficult to actually nail all of that. Right from the long jump at the beginning, it's hard.
And that's our first Grand Star, which will allow us to move on to the second world of the run. We use Grand Stars to go from world to world. And I hope you enjoy the cutscenes that are about to take place, because you're going to have to see them after every
Так,
single
ну и
one. So,
на
Chris,
последнем
go ahead and
уровне
some recommendations.
каждой секции, каждого мира мы получаем Grand Star.
Pet the Dog got 2K in just the few minutes I've been watching. People really want to get pet that dog, and I'm one of them. And we have $10 from actually.
Ну, в чате уже Мемет пишет Stargate на разных языках. Вижу по-японски, вижу Estrella Optinida.
Thanks, Jerome. There's time for a couple more.
All right. We have $25 from James Burton 43, Pet That Doge. And we have $5 from Red Massa, Doggo Must Get a Nice Boop.
All right, so the first level we're going to go to is Puzzle Plank, and the music is very cool, but other than that, this star doesn't have a whole lot to offer.
It's just fun to play. Yeah, it's got a lot of low-hanging fruit, simple, unintended sequence breaks that you can go for, that we can point out as we go through. But mainly just the track slaps in this.
As does most of the music in this game.
Yeah, the Galaxy games have beautiful music.
You could probably fit in one or two more donations. The first part of this level is pretty
Ну а
basic.
чего ж вкрадено?
All right. We've got $30 from
Честно
Jalsa.
зароблено.
Watching AGDQ and SGDQ since I
Ладно.
heard about them 5 years
Так, в
ago.
общем, этот
So
уровень
excited to finally be in a
состоит
position
из
to donate and support this great cause.
таких вот
Had to donate during the second
головоломок.
Mario section since it was one of the games I remember most from my childhood. Orb!
Orb.
I know, right? I don't think there's any orbs in this game, but I don't remember. All right, so for this spin here, I do a backflip spin here to just get to this launch star early so I can skip having to go to the bottom half of this planet.
Nice.
Yeah, so spin heights, if you're holding A, you actually spin higher with either character, Mario or Luigi. But you actually want to be spinning using the Wii remote to get the most height with Mario.
And it's reversed with Luigi. But they don't explain that anywhere. Because why would they?
Еще объясняет нам механику с тем, что можно,
With the nunchuck,
ну, когда Марио крутится, он может подпрыгивать выше.
with the Wiimote, so they just made them different for no apparent reason.
Yeah, that movement can be pretty difficult to do right there.
Yeah, a little scary with the buzzsaws coming up. Because they just barely touch your toe, you're going to be yeeted off the side.
And this section right here is really weird. So the gravity here is really weird. I would like to get on here.
Так, здесь нам нужно еще один пазл решить.
Down twice instead of once. Yep.
Опять-таки видим, что гравитация на этих планетах работает довольно странно.
Pretty random and rare, and
Ну, по
no one
сути,
really knows
просто
why it
гравитация
works, but it
работает
does.
перпендикулярно поверхности, на которой мы стоим.
And then Viper's just going to fight
В
this
любое
little boss
время.
from the superior Galaxy game.
Okay, we can stop that now.
This always makes me feel awful. I don't know what they did to you, but the child's dead. And what do you do there?
You missed the guy.
No.
That's what you do.
We just killed a family. I don't know what they were doing. Thanks for the
Так, ну
star,
это
though.
был
See ya.
небольшой мини-босс,
Yeah,
с
you'll
которого
find, we
вываливается
like
еще
to
одна
kill the
звезда.
animals here, Who likes to kill the animals?
Woo!
Save the animals.
There's like 4 people who donate to kill the animals in here.
I'm disappointed. I mean, we don't really kill a lot of Yoshis in this run, because every time I drop Yoshi in a pit, he just turns into an egg. And,
Да,
then
нас
respawns
после
somewhere else
Старкрафта
where he doesn't
французы
actually
зарейдили и
die.
говорили, что нам нужно построить
Yeah.
больше
You
пилонов.
can actually see Yoshi turning into an egg. And here we have a bit of an unskippable world map sequence, where Rob is going to explain the grand world map to us. So you have this world map which allows us to go from galaxy to galaxy, but then you have the grand world map which allows us to go from world to world.
Which will be used a few times.
Yeah. And now it's time for a High Tail Falls.
This has a Yoshi power-up in it where you go very fast. And
Yeah,
we're
so this
speedrunners.
introduces the Dash Pepper, which...
Так, дальше у
again,
нас
as you
уровень
said,
High
makes
Tail
Yoshi go
Falls.
very fast, and you can also travel
А,
up
И
some
на
really
этом
steep
уровне
walls.
будет вот этот
I
вот
don't know how
перчик,
that correlates, but
который
we're gonna go this.
позволит Йоша
It's like Sonic.
бежать быстрее, если я
And,
правильно
this level
помню.
is a pretty fan-favorite level. It's got a lot of cool movement and a pretty big, cool little jump at the very end. I'm also going to be collecting some star bits here because since you can't fit out star bits while on Yoshi, it's just better to grab the ones that are on the way. So let's see if I can get this. And the Dash Pepper's effects actually persist between launch stars, so I'm going to try to hold on to this effect as long as possible.
And of course, Yoshi's in this level, so there's another infinite flutter coming up.
Yeah.
Pretty tight little movement right there to get this intended little dash pepper. If you bonk right there, you fall all the way back down, lose a good 15 seconds probably.
Yeah, it's about that, yeah. Let's see if I can get this.
Yeah, again, trying to elongate the
И
usage
тут мы
of
видим
this-
механику, которую использует спидранер. Он пытается захватить перец в последний момент, в самый последний момент, чтобы продлить время его
So for this
действия.
infinite flare, you don't actually have to crouch in between flutters. You can just let the cooldown timer run out, and you don't even have to dismount off of Yoshi, which is pretty cool.
Pretty difficult little snag here of the Comet Medal.
I'm going to spin to make it a little bit easier. And don't blink.
Yeah.
Ну, и небольшой скип, где Марио с помощью Йоши перепрыгивает сразу к звезде.
Yeah, so basically, like I said earlier, when you dismount off of Yoshi, you maintain all of your momentum. So that's me dismounting off of Dash Yoshi while running up a really steep slope. Yeah, you get some
После
pretty
того,
big
как нас французы
boosts in,
зарейдили,
speed
кстати
and,
говоря, мы еще рейдили
height.
японцев на Тохо.
Good star right there.
Писали, что
Alright,
ночь
so,
будет
we
веселая.
probably have time for a quick donation.
All right. We have $5 from Anonymous, who just says, $5 Doggo Train hype!
Hype. So up next is Cosmic Cove Galaxy, and you might think of this as some of a Resident Sleeper type level, and it kind of is, but there's actually pretty interesting routing here. So in Cosmic Cove 1, I'm going to be getting 15 coins to feed a Hungry Luma, and then not actually going to where the Hungry Luma takes me, because I'm going to save that for a difference. I'm actually going to save that for the next star I do.
Yeah, thankfully, whenever you feed a Hungry Luma, it will then go explode and become a planet, because that's how it works. And that will actually save itself for other stars as well.
So here I'm using star bits to kill these little worm enemies, because
Так, тут у нас подводный уровень, где мы плаваем на панцире.
But if I do kill them like that, they'll give me coins, and I want to do that a couple times.
Yeah, small difference between the Galaxy games. In Galaxy 1, they put like no cooldown timer as in your spins underwater. So in there, it's faster. You don't want to use shells. You just want to spin constantly. But in Galaxy 2, they actually gave you a refund timer. So it's faster just to take the shell instead.
And it requires significantly less exercise.
Еще упоминают, что отличие Super Mario Galaxy 1 от Super Mario Galaxy 2 это то, что под водой в первой игре практически не было кулдауна на крутилку, поэтому намного быстрее было просто без конца крутиться под водой, и ну, это было просто быстрее в плане передвижения. В второй части уже есть кулдаун, поэтому быстрее плавать с панцирем.
Yeah, pointer is a nuisance when running this game.
Кстати говоря, когда мы рейдили японцев, мы там пришли, их зарейдили, и они такие говорят: о, рейд, типа, спасибо, привет, русский и так далее. И мне очень понравилось, что они это все говорили по-японски, как будто там кто-то кроме меня это поймет. Я попытался им написать, типа, мол, ребята, вы хоть по-английски попробуйте ответить, потому что никто ж ничего не поймет, но до того не дошло. Ребята были слишком заняты тем, чтобы они комментировали Тохо.
Oh, please God.
So I mentioned earlier that if you point your Wii remote off screen and then just mash A, you will automatically select the first clear star that's
О, кстати, в официальном чате ГДК пишут уже по-русски, звезда получена.
And I don't have access to where I need to have access to for the secret star in Cosmic Cove 2, so I would have to sit through the level intro cutscenes and basically just wait like an entire minute or something, and then exit level. And I can't just do Cosmic Cove 2 since that's like a 3-minute long star.
And it's boring.
I didn't turn around enough. So, serious time. I'm actually going to use my nunchuck to do it since my pointer's being a little bit weird. There we go.
Hey! The 1-minute time save. Cosmic Cove 2 legitimately is, for whatever reason, one of the longest stars in the entire game.
Yeah,
It's really fun.
Возвращаемся за второй звездой.
For the whole level.
So here I'm going to grab the shell here, and I'm on the way here. I'm going to grab some star bits for a stratum.
Но, к сожалению, чтобы писать в официальном чате SGDQ, нужна подписка. Но, в принципе, и подписку тоже можно взять. Я вам заодно напоминаю, что все подписки на канале Games Done Quick тоже идут в благотворительность. То есть, даже если вы не донатите им напрямую, только подписывайтесь и получаете эмоуты и возможность писать в официальный чат, вы все равно жертвуете деньги на благотворительность.
And there's a pretty fast route that I'm going to try here, where you can just shoot the bunny with star bits and hopefully get it to come to you.
Yeah, you have to not move at all, and then, for whatever reason, the bunny's just like,
It just runs the wrong way, and it
Так,
runs
поймали
right into you, like,
кролика
okay,
со
well,
звездой.
And that's
Хватаем и зирка утримана.
I think you're just like actually blinding him so he doesn't know where to
Yeah,
go.
he's very confused.
All right. So now here's where the new route comes in. So if you have seen Galaxy 2 speedruns like with sometime within the past couple of years, you might be familiar with the older route. Well, there's actually been a new route that's been in development recently. And the divergence is going to start right here. But first, we're going to get some starbits from the bank toad.
You need about 4,800 for the whole run, so you
Yeah.
just take them all from here.
And a little bit of optimization here. I have my cursor over the OK. So this is kind of like a new game plus sort of thing, because these are technically
Так,
starbits
сейчас
from
мы
another
из банка
file.
забираем
We're allowed to do that with
старбицы.
this run, and it's basically the standard for running this game at this point.
И
This run would be a lot less fun if you had to collect
мы
starbits,
проходим
especially if
игру в
you're
категории
doing
Any%, поэтому
Yes.
в банке
By the way,
уже
it's 9.5
есть старбицы
hours with
из
Bank
из
but
другой
it's also much
сохранки.
more fun, so.
И
I mean, that's debatable. If you like
есть,
long
конечно,
categories,
категория,
sure.
которая, в которой нет изначально этих старбицов, и их надо фармить, но это делает игру намного дольше.
Trying to make sure he was still feeding the hungry Luma, but positioning himself to do that backflip to get onto the pad, just moving a little bit, because the game will keep it in memory right here that he was already doing it. So
Yeah, your clapping kind of distracted me. All right, so here's a Honey Bloom Galaxy. I'm actually going to be collecting both stars here, something the old route didn't do. This first star I'm about to do is the secret star, and it's the fastest star in any percent because there's a secret wall kicking section literally right at the beginning of the level. And I'm just going to kind of let the next 20 seconds or so basically speak for themselves.
Not a bad time for donations.
Alrighty. We have $100 from Greg Meyer. GDQ is my favorite time of the year. Thank you all so much for what you do. And $5 from Anonymous. Hello, this is from a blind gamer and her service dog, Snickerdoodle. Snickers threatened to walk me into walls if the dog doesn't get pets, so help me out. Donate for dog
Так, на
pets.
этом уровне быстро получаем первую звезду,
that was
без
like
особого
1.5
труда.
donations.
Okay, you can clap now. You can clap now, yeah. All right. So the next star I'm about to do is Honey Bloom 1, which is the newest addition to this route. We didn't used to consider this star fast enough for any percent, and technically it really isn't. It's about 1 minute 50 seconds if you can do it really well, which is very, very difficult. But the reason why, but it actually is more so like world map stuff for why this route saves time, and I'll get into that later in the level. This star is technically slower in game time than the star it replaces, which is Supermassive Secret, or Supermassive 1, but first of all, you can skip the level intro cutscenes, which kind of balances that out. So this entire star is in 2D, so there's not really room for a whole bunch of big sequence breaks. So this entire star is basically just having really good movement and execution, and it's one of the hardest stars in the run to do optimally because of all the movement you have to do.
Так,
So
следующая
the first
звезда,
part I'm
которая у
gonna
нас
kind of
будет,
try to focus
это
here.
опять-таки достается в 2D-шной части уровня.
Yeah, I launched up a little early there.
И, к сожалению, поэтому никаких больших секвенс-брейков здесь нет. Так
This
что
section's really difficult.
надо просто оптимально передвигаться, и тогда все будет хорошо. Вот тут небольшой скип платформинга был.
Got it.
Nice again.
Oh my god.
That's really hard.
И тут нам наконец-то показывают еще один паверап для Марио. Это Марио Пчелка,
So here's Bee Mario. It's just as
что
overwhelming as
позволяет
it is from the
ему
first
летать.
game.
He's very slow,
Yeah.
but you need him.
То есть у нас тут буквально полет шмеля получается. Летать он может не бесконечно, но достаточно для того, чтобы пролететь довольно значительную порцию уровня. Вообще летает Марио довольно медленно, поэтому этого стоит избегать в тех местах, где это возможно вообще.
And I also, by doing this star now, I'm able to do Boulder Bowl 1 way later in the run. And this will allow me to end World 4 1 comet medal short than before, which will allow me to skip a comet medal, which will allow me to skip a comet unlock cutscene after the World 4 boss level. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot of little things on the overworld map that
Oh.
is going to end up making it just fast enough.
All right. I tried to fly directly to that star.
Раннер попытался влететь сразу в звезду, но не хватило заряда.
Another thing with routing is, if you noticed after Honeybloom's secret, Lubba brought him to the bottom of the ship, but then he was teleported back to the front because of the bank toad. There were some cutscenes that overlap like that, and we try to optimize this as much as possible, which is one of the reasons we do Boulder Bowl 1 so late in this route.
Yeah, just trying to cut out some of that movement that you would have to do from the bottom of the ship.
All right, so next we're going to come up to the first Bowser level, which is Bowser's Lava Lair. And this is a pretty interesting level because there's not really a whole lot of like major sequence breaking, but rather it's just a bunch of small stuff that adds up.
And it wouldn't be a Bowser level without lava boosts.
Of course, we do lava boosts in all 3 of the Bowser levels in this run. And there's a lot of pretty difficult stuff in here.
Так, ну, раннер нам говорит, что на этом уровне нет каких-то больших секвенс-брейков. Есть только мелкие оптимизации передвижения, которые в результате все равно суммируются в довольно хорошее количество сохраненного времени.
Nice.
So, and here I'm going to be skipping this spring by using a side flip. Or not. I'll just take the spring. It doesn't matter. I have to wait on a cycle here anyways. Okay, there we go. I'm going to grab this little life mushroom here to get 3 extra bars of health, because like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of lava.
Здесь мы поднимаем дополнительное здоровье, потому что мы будем дальше буститься от лавы, что, естественно, будет забирать у нас здоровье, но при этом сохранять время.
So instead of going up there with the Hammer Brother or whatever's over there, you can just go over here and lava boost.
Oh no, that's gonna cost me the extra health.
К сожалению, у раннера не получилось сделать долгий прыжок, поэтому он потерял на 1 хп больше, чем стоило.
So there's many different ways to get this comet medal. I would have gone for the fastest method, but because I lost that extra 3 health, okay. That worked out.
Sure, just as planned. So on these doors that pull you forward, you can kind of just like move forward on your own to get to where you're going.
All right, I'm gonna grab this checkpoint. So this is not the strat you normally do, but this is a backup strat. This is actually pretty difficult.
Так, здесь опять бустимся от лавы.
And this basically allows me to skip a bunch of snake block auto scrollers. And now I gotta try to long jump across these statues.
Довольно сложная секция, потому что мы теряем все жизни и надо прыгать по довольно маленьким статуям. Поэтому раннер перед этим сохранился, но тем не менее у него все получилось с первого раза.
Okay, I guess that's an orb.
It is an orb.
Let's hear it. We got 3 of them right here. Orb.
One more.
Orb.
All right, there we go. So now it's time for the first Bowser fight of the run. So Bowser fights are significantly less interesting in this game than they are in the first game. So in Galaxy 1, there's like ways you can cancel all of Bowser's attacks and whatnot, and it's really flashy. In this game, all that happens is Bowser yells, he summons some meteors from the sky somehow, and then he punches you and gets his fist stuck in the ground like an idiot. And then the meteors just rise and you can ground pound them into him, and you have to do this 4 times. So there's not a whole lot to say, but there is some ways I'm going to try to go about speeding this up. This fight in particular is pretty basic. One thing I am going to try to optimize is I'm going to try to get Bowser to punch as close to the meteors as possible, and then ground pound the meteors in such a way that they'll travel the least amount of distance. So this looks pretty good.
Так, ну вот, собственно, у нас босс-файт с Баузером.
That wasn't too good of a first hit.
Механика довольно простая. Мы бегаем по планете, в которую падают метеориты. Потом Баузер ударяет в эту планету кулаком, из-за чего метеориты поднимаются в воздух, и их можно отбить обратно в Баузера. Это надо сделать 4 раза.
This fire attack isn't too special, but I do want to pay attention to where it ends, because that's where he's actually going to start aiming his next punch. And if I'm going to be where Bowser's fist is about to punch, then he'll punch right away. By the way, if you happen to miss a hit in this fight, it's about 20 seconds each time it happens.
Yeah, please God, don't.
It's very punishing.
This game in general is much more punishing.
Тут
than the first
довольно
game.
важно не
Yeah.
пропускать
One more of those.
выстрелы, потому что, как
And each of
говорит
the
раннер,
Bowser fights is
если
basically the same, just look
пропустить
like an added little
цикл,
twist
то это
each
будет стоить
time.
около 20 секунд,
I say twist
что довольно
very
долго.
lightly 'cause it's not that big of a deal. All right, so here's the last hit here, and then after that, oh, okay. I don't know why I didn't punch right away. There we go. All right, so now we just have a bunch of cutscenes. So for the next like couple minutes, you can go ham on donations.
Oh boy, I love ham. We have
Так, дальше у нас будут
$25 from
катсцены,
Next Year
поэтому
91.
просят зачитывать
Awesome
пожертвования.
seeing Galaxy on GDQ. Keep up the good work, Super Viper T. And I got 3 words for everyone in Minnesota. Kill the animals.
Yeah.
Oh.
Save the animals.
Just for the record, the T isn't part of the Super Viper. It's part of the 302.
Super Viper.
Okie dokie. And $15 from that one pancake. I have to go to work in 5 hours, but I just couldn't miss this incredible game. Please, pet dog.
Так, и мы получаем вторую большую
So
звезду.
we got more world map. We got the basically the same stuff that we saw after World 1, so you can read a lot more donations.
Okie dokie.
Но на этом катсцены не
We have
заканчиваются,
$100
так
from
что
Hoshi 711.
продолжаем читать
Proud to be
пожертвования.
making my first donation to this awesome event. And $25 from Barely Composed. Hey friends, Barely Composed here. So happy to be watching another GDQ. Mario Galaxy is my favorite game in the world, and I really want to start speedrunning it myself. Where should a new runner go to get started?
Interesting. So first of all, I would highly suggest joining the Super Mario Galaxy Discord. We have a Discord server for both of the games because they're similar enough to the point where we feel like we need to combine them. Also, I have a playlist of tutorials on my YouTube channel. And it's not for like every single start, but it's for like most of the difficult skips and for a lot more of the complicated levels. So yeah, I definitely check those out. A lot of people have found them helpful, so I definitely would recommend them.
Yes, the Discord has a lot of helpful people, so if you want to learn these games, those are the best place to go.
All right, so here's World 3. This is where I would say the run
И
really
также
starts to get
упоминают
punishing.
раннеры, что у них есть специальный
It
Discord
gets a step
для
after
спидранинга Super Mario Galaxy 1 и 2.
we're gonna go to
Если вы
Cloud Court
хотите
here, where we're
научиться
gonna do a bit
играть
more
в
cloud boosting action.
эту
So
игру и
if you enjoyed
спидранить ее,
that,
то
you'll enjoy
это
this level.
отличное место, чтобы спросить
This
совета.
level's really
Также у самого раннера есть
it doesn't
туториалы
offer
на
big
Ютубе.
skips.
Yeah, there aren't too many big skips. It's mostly just kind of like cutting corners. There's one launch star we skip later on, and then at the end there's just one cycle I'm gonna go for with some crushers. That can be pretty tricky. So one thing I'm
Так,
gonna
и,
explain
собственно,
here
мы
is the
начинаем
four cloud
третий мир.
strats. So, or that's what I call them. So at the start here, I'm gonna do a thing where I cloud boost into a cloud flower, and that replenishes my cloud stock, and that allows me to use the extra 3 clouds to cross a big gap.
Nice.
Тут мы видим опять обуза облачков.
Just enough distance.
Yeah, and I'll be doing that twice, and because you're basically using 4 clouds for that, you can call it 4 cloud strats, and you kind of have to ledge grab that drum there to get up there without using clouds. And I'm going to use all 3 of these clouds here to skip a launch star here. That Octumba is the worst enemy in the game, by the way.
He shoots you twice.
Yeah. He plays a lot of Call of Duty. So here's just a little 2D section. Once again, I'm just going to use Cloud Mario to just skip having to ride this wind here. Like this.
Nice triple jump spacing right there.
Okay, I didn't...
Раннер немного зафейлился. Он попытался... Ну тут есть вот специальный как ветерок, который нас должен поднимать вверх, но раннер пытается скипнуть его с помощью облаков.
He's basically gonna go over the top of this level right here. Just enough distance.
All right, and now we're going to go for the 1 cycle here.
Yeah, this is usually pretty difficult to go for. Try to get this Continental and get up out of there in time. He got it. Made it look way too easy, honestly.
Так, и в конце этой 2D-секции мы получаем звезду.
Actually a lot more difficult than it
Там был
Yeah,
довольно
it's not terribly
такой
difficult, but
тонкий
it
тайминг,
can still go
тем,
wrong in a
чтобы
variety of ways,
пропрыгать
so-
через
All right,
закрывающиеся
so
платформы.
the next star.
Ну,
This is
раннера
where I
это
get to have a little
получается
bit of
без
fun with
проблем.
the chat. So it's a bit of a mini game with the chimp guy you saw earlier, where I have to score a certain amount of points in a time limit. So the basic way this works is you have to score 500 points at the minimum, but you have 40 seconds to do so, and the timer duration is fixed, so you can't stop the timer early or anything, and it doesn't lose time to go for as high of a score as possible. So if you have any guesses as to what score I'm going to get, you can guess anywhere between 500 and 900 and only guess in multiples of 10. So stuff like 530, 620, 790. Anybody who's looking at Twitch chat, good luck figuring out who gets it right. Any of you have any guesses?
Of course, 770.
730.
670.
All right.
Now, are these prices right rules?
I don't know. Crunchy, you got one?
Okay.
All right.
Yo, nice shot right there, actually. Getting
Yeah.
over the top.
All right, so the entrance to this little pipe here is in this tree here. Hard to find if you don't look up a walkthrough or whatever. So let's get some hype for the chimp. He deserves some hype.
love the chimp.
Look at those
Yeah.
sunglasses. Please select it. All right, and because they asked me to, I'm going to do this while skating backwards.
Skate backwards, yeah.
How does it, if you just like hold Z, you're
Так,
just-
и сейчас у нас небольшая мини-игра.
I learned it
God,
last
that's
year.
so cool.
Yeah.
So,
И в этой мини-игре довольно просто, надо просто на льду сбивать вот эти вот штуки, которые появляются на квадратиках. И раннер должен набрать количество очков где-то между 500 и 1000.
You go backwards.
It makes no sense.
Mario's just showing off.
All right, I got the score, but we're gonna take it further. We're gonna take it a little bit further.
Oh, come on, get the big one.
No.
Oh, yes.
No.
Oh, yes. Oh, one more. Oh,
Ничего себе.
let's go.
Раннер перед этой мини-игрой попросил народ угадывать, сколько он соберет очков. И Спайк Виджета таки угадал, он сказал 770.
You win the satisfaction of winning. I think that's good enough.
I legitimately popped off. I'm so happy.
You did.
That's okay. You'll get another chance later if you didn't guess it right.
Yeah, in about a little over an hour, I'd say. You can read one quick donation real quick.
All right, $5 from Great White. Search the depths of your soul, cast away your humanity, and pet the dog.
All right, so next up is Freezy Flake 1, and there's nothing too special about this star, except for most of the star, I'm going to be on a bit of a timer. And with the fire flower. So basically, I'll explain it more once we get to the next section, but once we get a little bit into the level, but just know that there's a pretty tight cycle I have to make here at the start. Also, this early fireball shot is, it can be a little tricky. You have to throw the fireball at the right time and the right angle. And I got two.
Oh, I got it.
Oh,
Cool.
2 for 2. Good stuff. So he's going to want to long jump through this fire flower, replenishing the timer on it. And now he's on that timer. He's going to try to get all the way past the statue and into the next room and get to the comet medal before this one runs out.
That was all right. I should be able to make this.
Not even going for the clip.
Yeah, there's a clip you can do into the slide there that makes this a little bit easier, but it's a little bit tight.
Oh, all right, he makes it.
Very nice, just in time.
И тут мы видим, что очень тонкий тайминг в том плане, что раннер поднял на первой части этой планеты огненный цветок, и надо было, чтобы этот огненный цветок остался до того момента, как он мог разбить ледяной кубик. И как раз вот за пару фреймов до того, как огненный цветок закончился, он успел это сделать.
Push a snowball to like make platforms. Nah, you can just jump all the way there if you carry that fire flower all the way.
Yeah, it's a pretty good strat. And as for the Bowser statue, I was actually, instead of just spamming my Wii remote like you would think I would do, I was timing my shake so that I could get the fireballs in a little bit quicker. Yeah, that's a pretty fast star. And now we have 3 stars from World 3, so say hi to Luigi.
Yay!
Hey. And now we're gonna ditch him
Мы
because
встречаемся
he's
с
not really
Луиджи.
useful for this run.
Unfortunately.
Luigi is. Oh yeah, we talked to him again. Yeah.
Oh, you
И Райдер говорит, что мы на него забьем, он не очень полезен для этого рана, и сразу же по ошибке снова говорит с Луиджи. Карма.
But he talks to you both before and after, and you can only use him for that one level, so it wastes too much time with the amount of time he would save.
Yeah, while in Super Mario Galaxy 1 speedruns, you can actually just start the game as either Mario or Luigi.
Если вы будете строить новый ковчег, то надо туда посадить спидранера и казуала.
With Mario, and then in post game you can swap to Luigi.
Luckily, this game feels much more designed around Mario than the first game does for speedrunning.
All right, so on the start of the this start here, I actually turned the camera a few times because if moving platforms and objects are not on camera, they don't move. So that applies to the platforms at the start of this section here. So I'm trying to make a pretty tight cycle here. Let's see if I can make this. It saves about like 1 or 2 seconds. Okay.
That off-camera thing also applies to enemies.
Ну, Райнер делает довольно
All right.
Nice, looks
This
animated.
does
довольно
come at the
четкий
cost of a
цикл.
checkpoint, though, so I have to be really careful
Едва
here.
успел на вот эту вот
So
красную
those first two
платформу.
platforms are cycle-based, but these next two platforms actually start moving once you enter a certain trigger radius. So they're not cycle-based, and because you can jump in this game, you can skip having to wait on most of them.
Видим, что Райнер просто наизусть помнит, что когда тут вылезает, поэтому
Because these
прыгает
octaboos are
уже заранее.
are very annoying enemies as well. All right, I'm gonna play it a little bit safe. And we have Yoshi in the next section, so you can probably guess what we're going to do.
Yeah, we're going to see another mechanic here as well in this bulbous berry.
Except you don't really need it.
И опять видим бусты с бесконечным летанием Йоши.
Yo,
End of the song.
clean.
You'll see the bulb berry later.
Shoutouts to Nemi, who actually hops off of Yoshi on the way to that star. It looks so scary.
He also does it at like the weirdest angle. It's so crazy.
Nemi is ahead of his time for sure.
So World 3 was actually also rerouted recently, but rather than just replacing stars, we just do them in a different order. So this will also look slightly different than what you might be used to. Also, we just got 4 stars from World 3, so comets are going to start appearing. So we'll get more into those later. But for now, we're going to be moving on to Honey Halls 2, which is Long Jump Simulator 2010.
People who don't know more about the Galaxy games think this is what the run is.
Yeah, so this star is mostly just going to be about, you know, cutting corners and trying to optimize your long jumps. Optimizing long jumps is actually a little bit tricky in the Galaxy games. You have to, like, press Z and A at about the same time when starting a long jump from a run so that Mario doesn't, like, crouch before he jumps. Otherwise, and then once you land, you can retain the momentum you had from the long jump and not lose any speed. And also when you're chaining long jumps, there's a small frame window when you can optimally press A. So this star doesn't have a whole lot going for it, so now would also be a good time for some donations.
I've got some of those. We have $7.70 from Gnarly. I popped up with Spike Vegeta for $7.70, so I had to donate.
Внезапные бушки, очень спуки.
And $77 from Nick 170, 10 cents for every point while skating backward.
Ну, вторая часть этого уровня — это в основном просто правильное передвижение, оптимизированные лонгджампы.
Now's not a bad time to explain Comet Medal since we're going to be doing a Comet in a little bit. The way Comets get unlocked in this game is different than Galaxy 1. In Galaxy 1, they're kind of on a cycle. And
Вот видно, что Райнер прыгает уже по самому краю. Вот, чуть-чуть задержался, это было опасно.
Comet Medal in the Galaxy that they're showing up on.
This star is a little bit scary, especially near the end.
And also Comets just like stay at the galaxies instead of disappearing like they do in the first game.
Which makes riding this game way easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple things that checks for. Checks that you've collected the Comet Medals specifically that was from that galaxy, like we saw the one spawn there from Cloudy Court, but also that just you've collected X number of total Comet Medals.
Yeah, and they spawn in order from least required to most required. So for example, Cloudy Courts only requires 1, this one only requires 2, and so on and so forth. So now we're going to go to the next Hungry Luma Galaxy, which is going to be Beat Block. And Beat Block has an interesting gimmick where it has these yellow and green platforms, and every 8 beats of the song, it will switch between the yellow platforms and the green platforms being active. Also, this has the weirdest Hungry Luma on the run. For whatever reason, the last star bit always shoots out later than the others for no real reason, but this is easy. It makes it easier to time that backflip.
I thought it was random.
Yeah. And
I thought it was too.
Интересная особенность. Вот мы опять даем 1000 старбитцов голодной люме, чтобы создать еще одну планету. И почему-то только у этой голодной люмы последний старбитц, который она съедает, прилетает с небольшой задержкой, что позволяет раннеру затаймить бэкфлип.
And missing cycles here can be pretty bad, and also it's easy to die in this level if you like mistime anything or do something at the slightest bit of a wrong angle, because you have to have pretty precise movement here. I say that, and I'm not going to go for the jump cancel here, and I'm actually going to take it kind of slow at the start here so that I can so that I can
Так, тут у
not
нас
get
уровень
caught
с
on these
переключающимися
green platforms up
блоками.
ahead. Otherwise, I kind of land on them for a little bit. All right. This is looking good so far.
Yeah, good cycles to this point.
Раннер хорошо успевает во все циклы.
And this last little area just has some silver stars that you have to grab.
And this section is probably the most scary. All right.
И у него идеально получается пройти весь уровень. Особенно в самом конце есть очень много возможностей свалиться.
Sometimes they can switch at the last second, but that requires really, really specific timing, and it's pretty rare that you ever get that. But if it does happen, it can be very, very scary. Also, don't try to stall in midair with ground pounds. I tried that once, and it did not end well.
He died.
Yeah. Ground pounds, you don't stay in the air for very long, and you zip down to the ground very quickly. It's almost instantaneous. So you'll be seeing me use those a lot whenever I need to travel down a large distance in a small amount of time. With that, we're going to be moving on to Tall Trunk 1. So Tall Trunk this star is actually a pretty interesting star. There's a lot to it. And it's one of the more convoluted stars because there's like a lot of really difficult tricks you have to do here. It's very satisfying if this level goes well, but that's the hard part, is getting this level to go well.
И дальше у нас деревянные планеты идут.
Yeah. So at the start of this level, you're supposed to use Yoshi and the Blimp Fruit to climb this tree, but that's slow, and Mario is a very skilled acrobat, so we're just going to use
По
his
идее,
various
тут
jumps and
надо
whatnot to,
подниматься с помощью
scale this
Йоши
tree
по этому дереву.
instead.
Но идти за Йоши и прыгать с ним тут довольно медленно, и Марио
This
сам
takes
по
a few
себе может
seconds.
без проблем
All right,
забраться
let's
по
set that up
этим
again. Side flipping is impossible in
платформам.
this game, by the way.
Так что мы даже за Йоши не идем.
I find that if you go back to neutral before changing direction, side flips are a lot more consistent. That's just me, I guess.
So this infinite flutter is really awkward because it's straight backwards. Got it.
There you go.
And
Nice
if you mess that up, you have to hold forward at one point, and that completely kills your ability to go backwards. So you would have to like grab the Blimp Fruit, and that's super slow.
So in one full fall, he'll grab like pretty much all the star chips.
Yeah, that was really good. That was a really good second plane. That is very hard to do.
And then ditch
he-
Yoshi.
Want to make sure he ditched Yoshi there because now once he gets to this plane, he can do this super cool ground pound.
Or he just...
Frame perfect ground pound.
And,
Только что сделал
unfortunately,
очень
infinite
красивый
fluttering up with Yoshi
граунд-паунд.
is really slow,
Позволил
so we do
ему
have to resort to using the Blimp Fruit.
прокатиться по всей
And,
окружности
in this
этой планеты.
It's going to be about me trying to get the next fruit as quickly as possible. For this upcoming one, not this one, but that one, I'm going to actually shake out of this using the nunchuck so that I can keep my pointer pointed at that Blimp Fruit right there. And that just makes grabbing onto it a little bit easier. And you might think Yoshi's going to get his time to shine in the spotlight, but no.
Последнюю секунду спрыгиваем с Йоши.
We never liked him anyways.
He doesn't get to be in the cutscene, and you made him
И он не появляется в катсцене,
Alright, so now we're
бедный
gonna get to our
Йоши.
first comet. So in case you don't know, comets are basically harder versions of galaxies. There's usually some kind of challenge involved. There's different kinds of comets, and usually they're shortened versions of levels or just really fast stars to begin with. So even though sometimes getting out of your way to collect comet medals can take a little bit of time,
Вообще практически во всех
in the
играх
end,
Марио
you're
Йоши это
balancing it out with how fast this comet
очень
are. So,
такой
Claudicord's comet, this is
персонаж,
gonna be a
которого много
cosmic comet.
жалеют,
So those
потому
cosmic coins you saw all the way
что
back in,
он очень старается, очень
562,
помогает Марио, но в
that's
результате
they're
его
gonna be
все
here for
равно
almost this
скидывают
entire
в
star, and
пропасть.
they are annoying.
Yeah, if you make one little mistake in like a wall jumping section, they also make the mistake. So when you're trying to go back up, they're all in the way.
It's impossible.
They copy your inputs frame perfectly, so it can be very irritating. And in this first section, I'm gonna try a little thing here where if you just barely touch the edge of these star chips, you can actually prevent the cosmic cones from ever spawning in this first section. It's not really a time thing.
You did it.
Nice.
Aw, I didn't get it.
There's one.
I didn't get it all the way. You can get it all the way, and the cosmic cones will never spawn. And again, it doesn't really matter if you can get it or not. And now we're getting to the 2D section, which is where they're at their worst.
Please, God, don't fall here. Maybe I wanted you to fall there. The comedy would have been good.
It would have been funny, but it also wouldn't have been pretty sad.
Falling off the edge lets you see all of them also fall off the edge. That was all
Тут
really good.
опять-таки появляются
Now
вот
we just have to make
эти
our way over
противники,
this crystal
которые
unbreakable
повторяют
that
каждый
gets to
шаг
us.
Марио.
And we get into it
Поэтому
before they even fully spawn.
упасть или зафейлиться в
That wasn't too bad.
платформинге в
That's
той
pretty
части
simple
было
start,
бы
but it can go
довольно
horribly
плохо,
wrong if you let it.
потому что пришлось бы не только
So now at this point, I'm gonna be
подниматься
getting my
обратно, но
first,
еще и
of a
разбираться
few
с этими
backtrack possessions
противниками.
in this run. I don't quite have enough stars yet to unlock Bowser Jr.'s Fearsome Fleet, so we're gonna go back to Worlds 1 and 2 and clean up a few comets that I didn't just unlocked, so that I can
Так, ну
increase
и
my star counter.
приблизительно треть игры мы уже прошли, 25 звезд из
It's
71.
really weird. So the first comment I'm going to get is in World 2. It's Puzzle Plank's Comet. Funnily enough, this actually requires Kaleidocorp's Comet, which I just got because that unlocks every Cosmic Coin Comet in the game. And this unlocks every Purple Coin Comet in the game, which is why I'm getting it before I finish World 3. This star is, it's one of those deceptively difficult stars.
The Cosmic Clones chase you here too, and if you miss a purple coin, you have to go back to get it.
And then you run into them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult because Mario's hitbox is relatively small, so you have to just understand exactly what angles to run at to be able to run through all four of them in a group, in a given group.
Так, ну здесь такой мини-уровень, где мы просто собираем фиолетовые
Yeah, this song is
монетки
pretty good.
за определенное время.
Nice movement right there. Long jump through them.
I'm doing these short little bunny hops here because when you're in the air like this, you get a little bit of extra speed than if you're just walking. Okay, wow, that was actually insanely good.
That was really good.
I know it's the most mundane looking thing.
И
but
раннер
it's so hard to
очень
do.
оптимально проходит этот уровень.
Oh, nice.
No star bits.
I forget, it saves what, like half a second or something?
It's about
on
half a
every
second to
level.
a second. Or if you accidentally press A at the wrong time, it's a second. So now we're going to head back to World 1, and we're going to get Sky Station Comet, Yoshi Star Comet, and Flip Swap. And then we're going to move on to the boss. You can read a quick donation here.
Stern bekommen.
Got $30 from KC Stranger. Just drove 6 hours after a work trip and very tired. Time to stay up and watch Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
У популярных игр есть возможность появиться несколько раз подряд, но чаще всего делают какое-то разнообразие. Разнообразие в том плане, что, например, в этот год у нас такие 5 игр по Марио, в следующий год у нас другие 5 игр по
I
Марио.
don't know. They're inconsistent.
И выбирать довольно просто, потому что игр по Марио там десятки и десятки. Но это также касается других серий игр или там более популярных просто
And also you
тайтлов.
skip, like a lot of the planets are taken out.
Yeah, this is a much shorter version of the star, which is why it's worth doing. And also, this is one of the best songs in the game, but you don't get to hear a whole lot of it.
There's a lot of songs like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
A lot of the boss music's like that. And it just makes it nice.
So here's Pee Wee Piranha.
Метроиды
Basically,
тоже,
you
я
go
бы
for
сказал,
1.4 on the first star, just
могут
grab
меняться
Shell
в том
once
плане,
to carry the
что
entire thing.
не на каждом ГДК, например, как в этот раз было два
I
Метроид
have the
Прайма
Star Bits in
подряд.
reserves in case he tries to get away.
Nice first hit.
Again, on the first hit, he runs away a lot quicker, but on the second hit, it's a lot easier to get him in time.
Ну да, но речь идет не только о 3D-платформерах. Ой,
Good stuff.
As you can see there, I had a little bit of extra spare time, but it doesn't hurt to go out of your way to grab a few extra clocks just in case something unforeseen happens.
I had a run die recently to running out of time, and it doesn't feel good.
No.
I'd imagine.
It kills you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of those, I think optimally you cannot
кстати,
do
а
it
Супер
without
Марио
running at least
64
one
вообще в
clock.
этом году
As we
будет
saw, he
или
had
было?
23 seconds left right there, so technically he could have done it with only grabbing one, but
Я что-то пропустил этот момент.
Especially grabbing one in the fight there.
То обычно среди 3D-платформеров по Марио это один из самых
So we're
популярных
gonna head to
выборов.
Yoshi Star Comet, which is one of the first romp stars of the run. Romps. Oh, I hit left on the analog stick. That was my fault. So romp stars are basically you have to kill a certain amount of enemies within a time limit, and usually there's some kind of gimmick involved, like a power up. In this case, it's the Rainbow Star, and this star is not very fun.
I hate this star. It's even worse as Luigi, because you run so
Мгм,
fast.
не будет, значит.
Yeah, at top speed, you have to
Тогда у нас
you have to work
получается
really
Super
hard to
Mario
maintain your
Galaxy.
momentum, and you can just run
Вроде
into
в
walls and
прошлый
lose
раз
all of your speed
был
instantly.
еще Odyssey.
Yeah, there's a little bit of startup right here, but once you get going, you
Ну,
basically
короче, они есть каждый раз,
And
только
it is-
меняется игра в
it's
серии.
so hard to drop that P speed.
Oh, it's so easy to drop that P speed.
Or it's
Так,
so
тем
easy
временем у
to
нас
drop that.
очередной мини-уровень,
Okay, I
где
guess I
мы
Another thing to
под
note
действием
is that since
звезды
enemies, like, are
сносим
not doing anything when they're off
шипастых
screen,
врагов.
you can hit one of these spinies, but if they're not on screen when they die, they will just not die, and then you have to point the camera at where they were. So sometimes you'll kill all the enemies, but
Yeah,
not
one
all
of
of them will
the
die.
spinies actually died off camera a little bit earlier. But I was able to
Интересная
rotate the
проблема в
camera
этом
out.
уровне,
That
это
was-
если
really good. Never really
шипастик
dropped his momentum there.
улетает за экран перед тем, как умереть, то он не засчитывается.
And also, I was right where the star spawns. Unlike SM64 or Sunshine, you don't have to the cutscene starts once you touch the star. You don't have to wait until you touch the ground. So that's pretty convenient.
Probably because a lot of them are floating over a giant pit.
It makes sense.
That's fair.
There's a lot of space in Galaxy. A lot of space in Galaxy, yep. Late night crew, let's go.
Yeah.
Ну, на эмуляторах тут точно не играют. В крайнем случае могут старые игры на ПК на DOS-боксе запускать. А так, SGDQ укомплектованы любыми консолями, то есть у них есть абсолютно все от оригинального NES вплоть до PS4 и Xbox.
You can get a ton of momentum because again, when you're jumping on a platform that's moving up, you get a lot of height and distance, and you'll be seeing me try to.
Ну, кстати, некоторые спидраны также зависят от внутренней эмуляции, потому что, например, игра, которая сделана, скажем, на оригинальный Xbox, может идти по-другому, там, или загружаться быстрее, или просто работать лучше на Xbox 360. Или наоборот. Тоже не исключено. В том плане, что игра будет хуже идти. Потому что, очевидно, игры под 360 нельзя запустить на оригинальном Xbox. Раннер тут попытался сделать один скип, но у него не получилось. Просто пробегает по обычному. Вот, на этот раз у него получилось. На этом уровне каждый раз, когда Марио крутится, вот эти вот красные и синие платформы меняются местами. И когда они меняются местами, то можно получить такой вот небольшой буст в воздух. Ой-ё. Стукнулся Чомпа. Слава богу, раннер задел чекпоинт, так что далеко он не... Далеко его не закинуло.
I don't understand why that keeps happening. I keep accidentally spinning again. All right, I just won't bother. All right.
Yeah, now we actually got to play the level.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You got to see one of them, so. But now we're coming up to an actually pretty hard level. And so, if you thought the infinite flutters I've done so far in this run were crazy...
oh god, this one's probably the hardest one.
It's the hardest set of flutters for sure. So I'm about to go to Bowser Jr.'s Fearsome Fleet, and this level is normally supposed to be just a bunch of auto-scrolling platforms and junk. But the nice thing about this level is that it's all basically all one height, and you get Yoshi right at the very start. So you can basically just infinite flutter all the way through, and I'm going to be going for the hardest set of flutters you can go for. The strat is basically called the question block flutter, and like they said, it's one of the hardest things you can do in this category, and it only saves like a few seconds over the other strat you would do.
Так, Раннер говорит, что на следующем уровне будут опять использовать глюк с бесконечным летанием Йоши, и Раннер будет пробовать сделать сложную страту. Смотрим, насколько у него это получится.
a pretty specific angle, and then infinite flutter through the comet metal, go underneath this structure, and then rise up quickly enough so I could dismount onto the end platform of the stage. And you get no checkpoints during this, so if I die anywhere, I go back to the very beginning. So I'll try it until I get it, because it's a very cool looking shot.
This is the most terrifying strat I've ever seen in a speed run. You'll see when we get there.
So I'm gonna have a bit of serious. Okay. Come on. Come on.
Так,
Yoshi.
и
There we
полетели.
go. Again, side flipping in this game is hard.
Смотрим, как это пойдет.
All right, there we go. So this flutter can be pretty difficult. It's easy to overshoot. All right, I'm actually kind of far back here, so I'm gonna have to flutter
Так,
really
сейчас
slowly
он
to get
пытается
here.
добраться до
And
вот
I
этого
just
вот
reached the 10
кубика
second
с
limit right here,
знаком
so,
вопроса.
yeah, Yoshi's gonna flutter
По
pretty
факту
slow.
на
If you have
этом
a better
уровне
angle, you
очень
can
много
make it, so,
автоскроллившихся
okay, serious time.
платформ, по которым надо пробираться по вот этим по вот этим секциям. Но мы это все пропускаем благодаря волшебной
This
способности
might be a bit
Йоши
too far to the
летать
right.
через космос. И у него получилось.
Oh!
Под конец еще был
That's
Yeah.
ridiculously difficult.
было очень тонкое место,
You're just
где он мог
looking at the
задеть
planet
платформу и
below
упасть
you.
вниз.
It is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
I've never even done
I'm
that.
so happy I got that first try. It was pretty slow,
Клапа-клапа.
but whatever. I didn't die, we're good. And now we have another horrible pointer-based boss, which is just what I want right now.
I want to give a shout out to Viper because he has not given in and like, I don't know, taking the blame off himself at all. We had a lot of setup to try to get the pointers to work
And they're
before
still
this
not.
started.
They're still bad.
And he has not been blaming the tech or anything. Like, tech's doing great, but we couldn't
Так,
figure
тут
it
у нас
out. And
босс.
he just worked his way through it.
Босс
so.
меха вообще.
Also has a little bit of input lag. Okay, that's on my hit. I went for an early hit there where you're supposed to like you're supposed to like hit the you're supposed to like get both hits early. I'm actually not going to go for that here because I want to cancel one of Mega Hammer's animations. When he's shaking his hammers there, he was getting ready to kind of like smash them together. And right here, I'm luring 3 bull bills, and I just shot one away. So I'm going to have to go for a bit of a back shot. Actually, this might work.
Well, that one works.
Так, ну тут страта ловить с помощью Йоши пули и отправлять их обратно в босса, но в определенные точки.
Okay, it didn't store. Sometimes it doesn't store through the cutscene, so you have to do this.
We don't know why that happens.
And
It makes no sense.
Раннер немного совершает ошибки в том плане, что он запускает пули не в ту сторону, но это не так страшно.
So I was just gonna try to get up really high, suck up this bullet bill, and get the shot.
okay, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this.
A lot of pointer issues. This boss sucks when the pointer isn't working correctly.
Yeah.
There we go.
And that's not really like a knock, again, like tech issues aside and everything. This is just how Mario Galaxy games are, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you're not playing on your setup at home, it's pretty bad.
Where you have a very specific, all right, the sensor bar is always at this distance, and I'm always sitting in this position.
And also when there's a lot of electrical interference, it can be pretty tough.
Yeah,
he's
still
doing
like an
good.
amazing flutter back there.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's not affecting my infinite flutters, which is really good.
Так, ну как обычно после
You can read some more
босса
animations now.
получаем большую звезду, и у нас будет много катсцен.
From Rox82. Hey everyone, Rox here, and greetings from the back couch.
Hi, Rox.
Woo! Rhombus with the blue hair next to me.
Пока мы
wants to
ждем,
donate $25
пока эти
to him to
катсцены
dab. So here you
закончатся,
go, buddy.
мы
Good luck on
слушаем
your run,
очередные
Viper, and can we
пожертвования.
get a shout out to everyone here in the crowd and watching the run at home, being the late night crew,
Late night crew.
Late night crew.
and the amazing signed by me exclusive Pika shades that Sludgy is wearing.
Yeah. We got them at GameWorks for $50.
Wait, how much did that cost?
50.
$50?
Well,
I
we
was
were
just
playing
at the Great
games.
Mall like earlier today.
we spent 50 to get like play the arcade games, and then we won those.
Oh, okay. I thought that thing cost you $50.
Nah, it's $10 online. I checked.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm about to take you back and get your money back. I was about to be the angry mama about it.
All right, so World 4 is where the mistakes kind of start to get a little bit more severe, I would say, and the strats start becoming a lot harder. Although, all right, so now, first off, we have Sweet Mystery 1 here. If you thought, so you remember how the last star had a lot of infinite fluttering? This star is more or less the same. There's just a lot of infinite fluttering, and the level is all one height, so I can basically just do it from beginning to end. The IL for this star is insane, because Pato, who did the IL for this level, does it in one flutter. So when you bounce off of enemies or objects, you actually reset the timer for the 10-second before your speed dies, so you can regain your speed back, and he bounces off of like 3 different objects, and it's insane.
Also, that is kind of one of the more infamous galaxies of this game, supermassive galaxy. We get this convenient little
Так,
fork
ну
in the
по идее
road.
на следующем
None of the
уровне мы
stars,
опять
unfortunately,
будем все
supermassive
скипать с
galaxies
помощью
are super
Йоши.
fast.
Yeah, and it just recently got routed out of any percent entirely, so that's nice because there's a strat you do in there that's pretty difficult to do as Mario. All right, so this stage mostly speaks for itself in terms of what the infinite flutters accomplish. This first one's a
Йоши
little
нам
tricky.
выдают
The
с
angle
самого
can be
начала.
pretty hard to decipher.
He's gonna
И
be doing it
полетели.
effectively blind.
That shake I'm doing at the start of each flutter, by the way, gives me a little bit of acceleration. So here's the Bullberry again. You can actually make that flutter go all the way over to the Comet Medal, but I decided to stop it a
Доброе
little bit
утро,
early because my angle
Антидот.
didn't look too good.
Я вижу, ты много чего проспал.
Normally you have to use the Bullberry to go
Я
on
вчера
those
купил
invisible
русскую
platforms.
FFZ, и у нас началась Третья мировая война за эмоуты.
Normally in this section right here, they want you to stand on all the question mark pads right there to get a launch
Зато
star.
теперь у нас 2 раза больше мемов.
You can just do this.
We'll just
This
fly.
flutter is very scary because if you somehow fall, you land on an invisible floor, and it takes like 20 seconds to find a ledge you can fall off of.
Отлично, на этот раз даже не пришлось покидать Йоши, чтобы поднять звезду.
I'm not sure why that invisible floor is there underneath.
Yeah,
the
it's,
level.
it's mainly because
Четвертая,
you
ну
skip
может
the
и
launch stars, so,
четвертая.
like, the kill
Может я
lane doesn't
забываю
load
какую-то одну.
properly. But thankfully I got the checkpoint, so I wouldn't have had to go all the way back to the beginning.
And again, for anyone watching, I know probably the majority of our audience has not ever tried to do a Yoshi flutter. I cannot tell you like how many ways there are to fail a Yoshi flutter, including just the fact that he's having this rhythm of flutter, crouch, flutter, crouch, flutter, crouch. And if he ever drops that rhythm or does them in the wrong order, Mario's just gonna launch off the back of Yoshi, and you're gonna die or at least lose a ton of time.
All right, so here's Flip Spell. This is a pretty fan favorite level. There's a lot of really cool skips, especially in this first star. This entire first star, like this entire level is just broken. You can skip planets. There's crazy
Раннер говорит,
galaxy surrounding
что
exploits that you're gonna see me do
эта
here.
планета, ну, эта
And this
галактика
entire
даже, в
galaxy in
принципе,
general is
полностью
really good for
сломанная.
speedrunning, but also
Потому
very
что
technical.
можно
Okay, that jump
пропускать
cancel doesn't matter. I have to wait
планету
for this guy
целиком
anyways.
и вообще скипать
So
большие
instead of going
части
to the center,
уровня.
he's just gonna come up on this wall.
Which is gonna be awkward because we're gonna be upside down going in weird directions.
And whoop.
Гравитация тут, конечно,
When he switches to gravity, and he'll get right over
заставляет голову кружиться.
Barely making it over.
So because I skipped the launch star there, I also unload a kill plane here, which means I can just backflip, slide off this roof, gain a little bit of backwards momentum.
И
Now, I
опять-таки
could elect to
скипаем
go to the stars
планеты.
from over here, but I'm gonna be a bit smart, and I'm gonna go all the way to the
Мы
boss
скатились
fight and
с
skip the entire
крыши,
level.
и нас просто на инерции занесло до босса.
So right there, I went for a frame perfect ground pound, but I timed my Z press a little too late, so Mario did a homing ground pound, which isn't that bad. But yeah, Glam Dozer here is pretty simple. So its chin is vulnerable, so I'm just gonna stand underneath it, and when it becomes vulnerable,
Это
I'll
босс
just
довольно
ground pound
простой,
right
и
away.
можно легко зачизить.
Yeah,
Атакуем
yeah,
снизу обычным ботслэмом.
Doesn't even get a chance to attack.
И атаковать босса надо по подбородку.
Yeah, I do it all the
Это
time.
только
Works pretty neat.
единственное уязвимое место. И босс, по сути, стоит на месте, поэтому
And,
можно
it's just gonna explode and turn into a star,
застанлочить
'cause
его, и все.
that's logical.
As things
Без
do
проблем
in 3D
его
Mario.
Yeah,
добиваем.
it happens a lot. All right. So coming up here, we're actually going to get a mail toad letter from a mysterious person, and they're going to give us 50 star bits. And this happens 3 times in this run, which will count for the remaining 150 star bits I actually need.
Now, I'm no expert, but I have a theory that mysterious person is Rosalina.
What?
Yeah. You ever consider that?
Come on.
Spoilers.
A bit far-fetched.
All right. And it's for the Luma, not Mario. Keep that in mind.
Mario's a thief.
I mean,
Mario's like, sure, I'll take it.
Тут небольшая катсценка, где неизвестный нам прислал 50 старбицов,
Apparently they taste like
которые
honey.
нам не особо-то и нужны, потому что у нас их и так бесконечное количество, ну или точнее, достаточное количество, чтобы пройти всю игру.
Alright,
That's
so
delicious. All right.
Flipsville 2, not nearly as interesting as Flipsville 1. These first two planets, you're supposed to use the spin drill, but Nintendo did not care at all when designing these planets. So you
В
can
Мареве
spin the spin
приятный
drill on
графон.
both planets. Like right
Я не
here, I'm
знаю,
gonna
кто считает,
try
что
to
в
launch
Мареве
up around this
неприятный
wall
графон,
and
наверное,
make
не
it
видел
to
Маревы
the
последние
Lost
лет
Star.
10.
They
Like
didn't
they
even
want you to
try.
go all the way around and dig, or just jump around the side.
They didn't even try.
Ну и вообще, вот эта игра вышла почти 10 лет назад.
It makes
2010
no
год.
sense, 'cause there's a structure like that in Spin Dig that you can't wall jump on. So it just doesn't make sense.
All right, this part's can be pretty tricky. Oh, I didn't time that right. So that's unfortunately going to cost me a cycle.
Опять у нас уровень с дрелью.
Not a huge deal. It's only like, I don't know, 5 seconds maybe. This is like half auto scroller, half cycle based. It's nothing too much to say, so now would probably be a good time for some donations.
Довольно гиммиковый уровень в том плане, что
Deliver
тут
on
в
that.
каждой
We
комнате
have
меняется
$505.
гравитация.
Wow.
Nice. Woo!
From Danny Not DeVito, who says Mario is my favorite
Пожертвования
guardian of the
говорят, что
galaxy.
Марио мой любимый хранитель галактики.
And we have $25 from Jabuffalo. All aboard the Pets train.
Save the animals.
I don't. Did you just say save the animals?
Yes.
Are you a save the animals connoisseur, Sludgy?
Yes.
They are
so-
adorable.
So sometimes when you drill there, you can just automatically grab the star. I'm not entirely sure what causes it. It usually happens when the gravity transitions earlier after the cutscene finishes. I don't know. This game is weird.
The spin drill makes your hitbox really weird.
Yeah, you'll see that a lot on the next star, actually. Oh, not in the next star. The next Flipsville star I do in the Comet. We have to do Sweet Mysteries Comet first. Because there has to be at least one star in between the last main star in a galaxy you do and when the comet spawns.
This star is deceptively easy as well.
Deceptively difficult.
I know we've
Whatever.
both done this now. Yeah, we have the opposite of what we were going for.
But yeah, Yoshi runs faster than both Mario and Luigi, and ideally you keep Yoshi's speed for pretty much the whole level, but you have to collect every single purple coin, and it's easy to miss a purple coin, so,
You'll probably see me miss like 3 or 4.
which is still pretty good.
Yeah. So you don't. Thankfully, you don't
Так,
really
тут
have to
довольно
hit the floor of this level
сложный,
unless you somehow fall off the stage. In which
сложный
case you
уровень.
can
Мы
fire up the
опять-таки
stage
собираем
yourself like
фиолетовые
Malcolm did.
монетки. Нам
And
нужно
every time I
собрать
jump,
100,
I'm going to
чтобы
be, double tapping A because that will allow
забрать
me to, kind of do a
звезду.
short little flutter.
И
Yeah, so you
тут
see
довольно
Bobby
легко
walking
пропустить
just in the middle,
фиолетовую
and
монетку,
sort of
и
Yoshi's
потом за
hitbox
ней надо будет
snagging each
разворачиваться.
purple coin.
Проблема еще состоит в том, что Йоши бегает быстрее, чем Марио и Луиджи, и им труднее управлять.
Looking like you have to bail out there, so pretty solid so far. Had to stop for one purple coin.
Вот мы видели, что раннер одну монетку таки пропустил. Ему пришлось сделать резкий 180.
Yoshi's feet are thick. I don't know why.
Extra thick. All right, this block here is kind of on a cycle, but it's fairly lenient. I think it only starts moving once you get near here, so... All right, that wasn't too bad. Assuming I don't make a huge mistake right here.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's tough. It's super easy to lose multiple
Так,
seconds
ну
on that
он
star.
не
Just
пропустил
having to
слишком много
turn around
монет, так
and
что
get purple coins. And I kept
уровень
Yoshi.
был пройден почти
I'd say
оптимально,
for once.
почти.
That's like the second one out of 40-something stars that he's gotten to be a part of.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately.
Oh, well.
Sorry, not sorry. All right, and if you thought that star looked hard, this next star, even worse. So, Flipsville Comet is that room we saw in Flipsville 2 with the cycles of gravity changing and whatnot. But now we have to collect 100 purple coins. And this route I'm going to be doing was found by How to Cantaloupe about a year ago. And it's a few seconds faster than the previous route we did, but it's way, way more precise. The cycles you have to make are a lot tighter. So this first half, I'm probably going to use a bit of serious time here. And also, like they said earlier, I'm going to be utilizing the spin drill's hitbox to try and collect.
Так, теперь мы
purple coins,
возвращаемся в
future
этот
purple
уровень
coins,
с дрелями и
like,
меняющейся
in
гравитацией.
one go.
But that positioning is still pretty specific, so we'll give him some serious time right here.
Yeah, this first half is really the more difficult part. If I can
И
get past this
опять
first
надо
part,
собирать
50
сотню
coins, it
фиолетовых
won't be
монет.
too bad. barely made that. Oh. All right, so that's gonna cost me like one whole
Ну,
cycle.
к
but
сожалению,
that's
не
not
получилось у
the end
Рани
of the world,
разобрать абсолютно все фиолетовые монетки из верхней правой комнаты.
especially in 2D.
Тут еще особенность в том, что когда Марио использует дрель, то у него намного больше становится хитбокс.
There we go.
Nice, beautiful.
Now, unfortunately, this means that the fuzzy cycles are gonna be a bit off.
Таким образом, раннер пытается это обузать, чтобы собирать быстрее монетки.
Oh, never mind. Got him.
Yeah, nice positioning, actually.
Но из-за того, что он пропустил цикл, ему теперь приходится ждать здесь.
This start can go catastrophically wrong. For example, in the world record, Nemi probably lost like, I
И
don't know, 40
есть.
seconds to this.
I believe it.
All right.
That was overall pretty good.
All right, let's see if I can. I wonder if I'll be able to automatically grab the star. Aw.
No.
All right, not too bad. And now I'm completely done with Sweet Mystery and Flip Spell, so sayonara, those two galaxies.
Worst galaxies in World 4.
Yeah. And now we're going to be moving on.
Так, и теперь 50% звезд мы собрали. 35 из 70. Ну или 71.
Pretty interesting galaxies, to say the least. So Chompworks 1 is essentially mostly auto-scrollers, but there are a couple sections to this level that will require quite a bit of explanation. Like this first planet has a lot going for it. It's actually pretty technical.
Yeah, big thing is going to try to go for an earlier cycle on these chain chomps that come around to basically allow for a launch star to get out of here. And you're not supposed to be able to go up this slope over here to the left, but you can just ride the very side of it for whatever reason.
Yeah, you're not affected by the slope's physics when you run on the side there. Oh, that could have ended worse.
Ударился
but I'm happy that it
Чомпа.
didn't. All right, I'm gonna wait for this chomp to move out of the way.
Была небольшая ошибка, но ничем
There we
плохим она
go.
не
And now I'm gonna
обернулась.
head back over here.
Just barely catching that chain chomp cycle.
And I'm gonna long jump into this launch star because that will completely prevent a landing stun on the next planet.
Вообще тут впору задаться вопросом, если Марио может катапультироваться по космосу на все вот эти галактики или планеты,
All right, I'm actually
почему
gonna play it a
бы
little
ему
bit
просто
safer
не
'cause I took damage
катапультироваться
earlier. I'm
сразу
not gonna
туда,
go for
где
too much risk
находится
here.
звезда?
And right here on this planet, there's a
Вместо того,
strat
чтобы
that we used to
проходить все
think
эти
wasn't
уровни.
possible, but, I think Patel
Потому что
figured
понимаю,
this
что
out,
иначе бы кина не
where if you
было.
just barely run up the left edge of that seesaw, you can get it to lower just enough so that this chain chomp can make it on without breaking.
Но
'cause
вопрос всё
otherwise
равно
the
имеет
chain chomp
место.
would break way before you can make it there.
Yeah, for years we just assumed, all right, the first chain chomp has to die, and then we'll catch the second one.
And then this next section is basically just an auto scroller.
Yeah, you actually can't make it to this chain chomp in time before it breaks.
Unless you use 2P.
Yes. So if you have a second player, in this game they take the role of an orange Luma, and they can like hold enemies, keep them in place. They can grab coins, to grab.
Ну, когда речь идет о играх, то японцы не единственные
They
такие
can do a bunch of
в
stuff.
плане
They can, like,
логики.
stun and kill enemies. I'm obviously not good enough to use two players at once, to use two Wii remotes at once, and I don't think any
Так,
of them
сейчас
would
мы
wanna play
опускаем
with me,
платформу
so
для
we're
того,
just gonna
чтобы
do this
золотой
entire
чомп
run one.
проехал
Your couch commentators
до
have
конца.
literally been fighting with each other to want to be the second player right now.
Don't do it.
They're ready to make this a co-op run.
All right, so you can read a quick donation while we're waiting for this to finish up.
All right, we have $20 from Anonymous. Shine Get. Wait, sorry, wrong game.
Oh my god. Cool Cat, Stargate, Cool Cat. Rip chat. It was probably already happening, don't worry.
Target.
Yeah,
В пожертвовании написали Shine Get.
Thankfully, I'm playing on the
Ой,
English
не та
version,
игра.
so that doesn't really matter.
Раннер такой, нет, правильно, Cool Cat, Starget, Cool Cat.
So, the
Такой
next
рип-чат.
star, Chompworks
А,
2 brings
они,
back
наверное, и так это
everybody's
уже
favorite
делали.
card. Who loved
И
the
да, они
string
делали,
restrim?
но сейчас вообще поток из Старгетов пошел. Cool Cat, Starget, Cool Cat.
Someone from Nintendo probably got fired.
So it makes a comeback in this star, but
Это
thankfully
сложно
we're able to
произнести
for
быстро
all
10
solid.
раз подряд.
And
Прям
because
скороговорка.
Nintendo is very good at making games.
Cool Cat, Starget, Cool Cat.
One noteworthy thing about this star is that there's actually going to be elevators on the very last planet that are on cycles, and this planet is visible from the. This planet is visible. The elevators are moving from the first planet you're on. So if I don't get the jump cancel here, and if I don't have really good movement, it can be really hard to catch a really fast cycle here that saves about 5 seconds. It's not a huge deal if I don't make it, but yeah, I already am not gonna get it. Yeah, that wasn't very fast. All right.
There are some planets where you can get a landing or a camera cancel, but it's frame perfect, and that's one of them. Unfortunately, Viper didn't get it, but
I mean, it's frame perfect, so what do
Всех
you
с
expect?
небольшим бустом.
it is difficult.
And for some reason, if you spin with a
О,
nunchuck, you can also
Пакман.
spin off for wall jump. Also, shout out to
Космический
Pac-Man.
Пакман.
It's a change up. Waka waka waka.
Yeah, shout out to the Pac-Man World Run that's going to be taking place right after that. Please stay for that, because that is
О,
gonna be a very
это
good
мы,
ride.
наверное, впервые видим за эту игру
How is this
паверап
not
с
ironically a
пружинкой,
Pac-Man block that's
который
going on
позволяет
right now?
Марио очень высоко
All right, so I
прыгать
did make
и
the fast cycle. It's only
прыгать
about
от
5
своей
seconds, so not a
головы.
huge deal. It's very tight to make anyways. And even if you do make it, it's hard to stay on it.
A small thing we can't explain.
Походу,
you
Марио
may
все-таки
notice with a lot of
резиновый,
speed
как
games, including
Луфи
Galaxy
из
1,
One
you usually
Piece.
want to play in like a different language, like Japanese or something. This game, it doesn't really matter. The text moves so fast in this game that like it doesn't really change much.
Yeah, Japanese might save a little bit of time, but
It's like a few seconds,
Yeah.
maybe.
it saves a lot more time in Galaxy 1 because text scrolls really slow in that game.
But it scrolls faster with Japanese.
Yeah. Another nice change from Galaxy 1 to Galaxy 2 is that the cooldown for launch stars is way shorter.
Yeah.
It's like less than a second in this game. It's like 2 seconds in Galaxy 1. So now it's Nintendo's attempt to pay homage to Super Mario Sunshine. Can we get some hype for that game, if anybody loves that?
Sure.
Got some
Так,
Sunshine
следующий
lovers. So this
уровень
is
это
Starshine
Starshine Beach.
It has a lot of SMS
И
references.
это что-то
And it's
вроде
actually one of the
отсылки
few
на
open
Super Mario
world galaxies in
Sunshine.
the game because it takes place all on this one gigantic planet, and everything's kind of spread out, and you can kind of do things in whatever order you want, really, especially for this star, because there's silver stars spread all about. And the route in this level is actually pretty neat. So first there's this planet, which has no reason to exist other than to slow us down.
I didn't know
There
you
you
could bunk on those.
I knew. It's happened to me a few times. So right here, I'm going to bounce on this crab to stun it for a little bit. I'm going to be grabbing it later after I get on Yoshi, who for some reason does not dissolve when touching water in this game.
Да, вот еще как раньше упоминалось, если
Better video.
с паверапом притронуться к воде, то паверап пропадет, но на Йоши это правило не распространяется.
And now I got this pretty tough infinite flutter to do because the perspective isn't the greatest. So it's often really difficult to judge where you are in relation to the tower.
That was like perfect.
Yeah,
Nice job on that.
Yeah, I actually started a little
Очень
farther
хороший
back
полет был.
because,
Он подбирает
if
перец,
you're
чтобы
too far
побыстрее
forward,
бегать.
then you have to dismount off of Yoshi, and that can be really bad. And if you're too far back, all you really have to worry about is just fluttering slowly. All right, this section right here is, this part right here can be pretty tricky.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like what you saw in Hightail Falls 1 there, where if you dismount off of Yoshi while he's in Dash Pepper form and you are on a really steep slope, you can gain a lot of height. And so I just use that to propel myself into the last Silver Star.
This is like one of the few common medals that are actually like kind of out of the way of the rest of the level, but
It's
still fast.
really easy to miss if you aren't doing the route properly.
Jump off Yoshi.
No, we're going to bounce off the piano,
Oh,
remember?
this is the best. Boing.
Красивое окончание уровня с отпрыгиванием от врага.
Very hard to do.
Yeah.
Даже не пришлось оставлять Йоши позади.
And that comment medal is very important because even though it's a little bit out of the way, I'm probably dedicating 10 seconds to it, it's actually going to net us one of the fastest comet stars in the entire run. One of the last ones we'll actually pick up in the game.
All right, so Starshine Beach 2 up next is...
I'm a checkster.
Yeah, that in a nutshell. So in Starshine Beach 2, you're supposed to it's very roundabout. You're supposed to go underwater, go to a tower, hit a switch to make a cloud flower appear, grab the cloud flower, but then Cloud Mario can't touch water, so you have to ride a lily pad all the way over to the tower, and then you can use the clouds to get up. But our good friends from Piana 5 are going to actually be helpful to us for once.
It's basically just a sunshine level, normally.
Honestly, yeah.
It really does feel like a sunshine level, what you're supposed to do here.
Yeah.
Because before you said that, I legitimately don't remember how you're supposed to do this star normally.
So basically, I'm going to try to use a chuckster to throw me, and then I'm going to spin onto the highest cloud and then jump off of that to try and get onto the tower. And it's another one of those cloud jumps where I only have a few frames to make it. And on the way there, I'm going to be turning the camera so that the cycles here are a little bit more favorable.
Again, trying to manipulate these cloud cycles.
I'm going to be a little bit early here, but that's fine.
Here's our buddy.
Gotta spin at the right time, gotta jump at the right time.
Красиво
Okay,
ранее
let's
попадает в
go.
цикл.
And he skipped the
А
whole
тут
level.
надо, чтобы нас моб подбросил вверх, и чтобы Марио приземлился точно на облако. Это требует точного тайминга, чтобы облако подъехало в то место, куда надо.
Yeah, and the timing for jumping off the cloud, it might seem pretty tough, but it's actually pretty lenient. Once you figure it out, it's really not that difficult. And that skip saves like a minute, so...
I'd say it's more than that. You have to go all the way around.
For me, it saves infinite time. It saves the amount of time for me going and buying an issue of Nintendo Power to tell me where to go.
All right, so here is Chompworks' comment, which is another pretty... it's another pretty deceptively difficult star, because this is basically the last section of Chompworks 1.
Да, ну и, собственно, я это еще не упомянул, но по мере того, как мы собираем звезды на планетах, где мы уже были, могут появляться так называемые кометы. Кометы, по сути, работают как дополнительная звезда. И вот сейчас мы отправляемся за одной из таких комет.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. We have $5 from Sir Battlehawk. You got a moon! Oh, that's also not the right game. Dude.
Задонатил тот же человек, который сказал Shine Get. Он такой, You got the moon. Нет, это опять не та игра.
Best of luck, Super Viper, and thanks to all for donating to such an incredible cause. Now please pet the dog.
Thanks for that, good luck.
Pet the dog.
We have $5 from @WeRateYoshis. They're good Yoshis, Voper. 100 out of 10.
I disagree.
We have $25 from Celestial. I've been donating for 3 years, and this is the game I've been waiting for.
All right, that should be right on top of the star. So if you actually play the star frame perfectly, you can get a free IL tied world record of 51.20 seconds, which I'm probably not going to get because I didn't break the change on frame perfectly. But yeah, if you want a free IL world record, you can just grind this star out. It probably wouldn't take you very long once you get the timing down. Yeah, 51.95. So next level is Bowser's Gravity Gauntlet, and this is a very interesting galaxy because there's actually, it's a pretty broken level. So both of the stars here that I'm going to be doing have pretty interesting skips in them. This first one more so than the other one. This skip is called Behind the Castle, and I think you'll understand why we call it that very shortly. So in the 2D section of the castle here, there's actually lava rendered behind it. And if you lava boost in the right way, you can enter the gravity field of the final 2D section of the level. But you have to be a specific distance away from the castle in order to make it work. So it can be pretty difficult. So, and it's another skip where I'm going to try to get the life mushroom. So here is a little bit of a lava boost there.
Nice intended boost. Skipping on that slow section.
And you're going to need all the life you can get, so you want to grab the life stream for sure.
And the reason why I'm doing this on this star is because we have to get the comet medal, and this comet medal is right next to where you did Behind the Castle.
This trick is a lot harder than it looks, by the way.
Yeah, if I can even get it.
Good luck.
Uh-oh.
Заруинил чуть-чуть раннер.
Maybe.
Он тут пытается сделать скип, запрыгнуть на тот столб, но он с него скатился просто.
What do you think?
Just get like a couple coins.
Let's grab it. Just grab some coins. It's cool looking.
All right.
Health.
I'll get that.
Подфармил немного монет, чтобы восстановить здоровье. И сейчас попробует еще раз.
All right, let's try this one more time.
Take two.
На этот раз получилось.
There we go.
Мы видим, этот скип выглядит довольно странно.
No, I was. Oh, wait,
you made it!
Oh my god!
I thought you didn't make it.
I thought I was too close.
Это было довольно близко, но суть в том, что раннер просто пробежал по лаве достаточно близко к гравитационному полю следующей части этого уровня. И еще чуть-чуть он бы до него не допрыгнул, но, к счастью, у него получилось.
the first time Behind the Castle has been shown at GDQ? I know Valu didn't get it hit.
It was shown when Yoshi Fan did his run at AGDQ 2014. And back then,
I was on the couch.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
and back then it was done 2 for 2.
My God, well, that was like a million years ago, so.
So yeah, shouts to Claire who once did a tutorial on that for her school.
I did. If anyone's watching that who saw that, this is where it would come in handy.
So this Bowser fight's a little bit more difficult than the previous
очередной
one.
файт
Mainly
с
because,
Баузером.
in this fight only, Bowser will drop 2 meteors instead of 3. So he can actually punch out both meteors at once, which is terrible. And in addition to that, he also has these shockwaves coming off of both his meteors and punches. And also I'm going to be going for something here called a punch cancel, where I'm going to actually wait to get the first hit on Bowser before I'm going to wait for him to start a punching attack, and then fire the meteor at him. And this is just going to cancel the punch attack right away. I'm actually kind of far away from Bowser. This might be bad.
Механика сражения очень близка к тому, что было в прошлый раз. То есть мы просто закидываем метеоритами Баузера, но добавились также атаки. Так что файт чуть-чуть сложнее, но отличается не сильно.
With the meteor and it bounces off, and I don't know why they did that, but it gets bigger with each fight.
It's the most obscure little thing they added to it. Then a lot of times you won't even notice if you're aiming it right. Then all of a sudden you'll just go ping,
And then you lose time.
All right. Like I said, each missed hit loses about 20 seconds. So you can go ahead and read some more donations for a while.
Ганнер говорит, что можно зачитывать пожертвования, потому что пока что мы будем просто продолжать делать одно и то же.
Hey all, been watching GDQ for a couple years. Now I can finally donate. Watching this made me rebuy both Mario Galaxy games. Can we hear some Yoshi impressions?
Yoshi!
Попросили в пожертвовании изображать Йоши.
$10 because $5 train isn't enough to make sure that dog gets a good pet. And $50 from Zuleika. Love watching AGDQ all cozy with my fiance. Love you, Figgy. Thanks for being awesome, guys. Money goes toward runner's choice.
Actually, what is there? I haven't really decided on a runner's choice yet.
Oh, we have several choices. We have the Diablo 2 secret cow level coming up a bit later this morning, which is at 3,500 or 40,000. We have the ever popular Octopath Pet the dog, less than 1,500 to go on that one. Or you want to add a new game to the game, we have bonus game Taskbot Plays Celeste, which is at
Мы
13K.
получаем очередной Grand Star.
Let's do the cow level.
All right.
That sounds entertaining.
Oh, believe me, it is.
Give me the thing with the
Опять
cow. That
сидим
sounds
через
funny.
кучу катсцен.
Basically, my life in a nutshell. Yeah, you can keep going with donations.
Certainly. We have $5 from Anonymous. Dog Pet Dono Train Hype.
Не, Марат, такие донаты есть, но
Also nice
не знаю,
to-
может быть меньше, может не меньше.
I mean, it's one less than 70.
Yep.
Я помню, на одном ранее специально ранее говорит, типа, вот зачитайте донатов, мне интересно, какие приветствия из Германии у нас будут на этот раз. И потом кто-то специально задонатил, типа, ну, раз вы попросили, привет из Германии.
We might go over estimate. He's going backwards.
I don't know. I haven't done math in like
A few weeks.
I haven't done math in like a couple days, so I forgot how to count.
Yeah, so I'm actually just going to be backtracking to get some star set. A combination of stars that I either could have gotten earlier, but for routing convenience, it's better to get them now. And some stars I couldn't have gotten earlier. So we're just going to use our trusty grand world map to go from World 5 to World 2.
Yeah, this is where having a big world map is very convenient as opposed to the first game.
So here's Boulder Bowl 1. We used to do this as star number 15, but due to the Honey Bloom 1 route, we can do the star later. This star has a somewhat finicky skip, gravity exploit you can do here, to skip a planet that normally involves killing a bunch of enemies that are really random and obnoxious.
Absolutely awful planet.
Yeah, and you can do the skip both with and without Rock Mario. With Rock Mario, it's a lot harder, but I have to do it on this star because I need Rock Mario to get the Comet Medal
Так,
here.
тут новый
And if you fail to
паверап.
skip, you die and you have to start
Каменный
over
Марио.
and get the medal again. So it kind of sucks.
Ну, короче, Марио превращается в камень и
Whenever I have
может
Rock Mario, you're gonna be seeing me do a lot of like jump spins because that
катить камушек.
that kind of speeds Mario up by a few
А,
frames.
По факту этот паверап на этом уровне не обязателен. Можно скипнуть те части, что а, нам нужно проходить до звезды, но камень обязателен в этом случае, чтобы получить медаль кометы.
That trick
Потому
saves
что
an
кометы нас
actual
тоже
year, 'cause that
интересуют.
planet is awful. He skipped over.
Yeah, there's a couple of good visual cues you can use to time when to spin there, but yeah.
That planet he skipped, in the entire 100% speedrun, you see it for like 5 seconds.
Sonic the Hedgehog joke.
So this boss can be rather annoying as well. This first hit isn't too bad, but for these next 3 hits, I'm gonna try to get Rolladillo without having it notice me, because it will do this rolling attack that wastes a few seconds.
Так, этого босса зовут Ролладило. Это получается по-русски он будет Крутибраз? Что-то вроде того. Промахнулся раннер. У него остается 1 хп.
I probably should have just stopped. I had a really bad angle. Okay. Oh, okay. I guess you're not supposed to long jump here. There we go. All right, I think it's going to do it one more time, and then I'll be good. There we go. We got this coin just for
One
safety.
more hit. Yeah, so baits it out just far enough that he can pick up the acceleration. Oh, close. You can basically hit it. He was actually a lot closer than you think. It's not just the butt you can hit. You can hit all the way up to, I kind of imagine, like it's armpits.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to go back and forth here a few more times.
This
Yeah.
boss kind of sucks.
Especially once you mess up, because then you get thrown off your pattern, and it's really difficult to get back on it.
Again, still hit the major skip in the stars.
Вообще,
That's
да.
really the most important thing.
Ну,
Sonic the
крутеносец
Hedgehog boss is
звучит
bad.
не так хорошо.
Oh.
I didn't mean it, by the way. I'm sorry. Any Sonic
If you
fans?
specifically mean Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 edition.
Yes, that's the one.
That's right. Yeah, that's Save Face. There you go.
I love that game.
I'm glad I've never played it, because I've heard really bad things about it.
So it's again, like I said, the routing here works out to where, because you just got the rock power-up, the different power-ups that bring you down here to the basement are tied to specific stars where you utilize the power-up. So he's showing you this, but conveniently, because you just got star number whatever.
Actually, it's actually a mail letter you get from completing both this star and a star in Chomp
Опять у
Works.
нас кат-сцены с нашим музеем
Okay, so
паверапов.
This
С
song after Chomp Works 1 is a brilliant routing
письмом.
idea that was just recently thought of, and I think it was JDA7 who came up with
Yeah,
the idea.
it was JDA7, Elias, How to Cantaloupe, they helped out. Pods helped a lot with testing the route. And then I think Claire and you and I did quite a bit of timing for Comet Medals.
We did, yes.
I did nothing.
You don't.
I watched. I won these glasses.
All right, so this is the High Tail Falls Comet. It's not unlike the previous speed run Comet we did earlier. There's no clocks I need to collect here. It's just like one 3-minute timer. Yeah, 3
Yeah,
minutes.
3 minutes.
So basically, I just kind of have to get to the end. It's basically High Tail Falls 1, except now there's a few holes
Так,
in
здесь
the ground.
уровень
There's
похожий на
meters
то, что мы
falling,
уже
none of which
видели
will get in
раньше.
the way. And also
Тут
the
мы
ending
просто
stress is gonna be a
бегаем
little
на
bit different 'cause I no
время
longer need the Comet Medal because
сидя на
this
Йоши.
is the Comet. So yeah, this should be pretty straightforward. This is basically going to be what you saw already up until near the very
По факту
end.
довольно простой уровень,
Biggest thing
если
is
не
don't let one
пропускать
of those
перца.
kissy-wissy things give you a kissy-wissy. Otherwise, you have to shake to get them off.
And it's a little obnoxious.
They're just trying to make friends.
Shouts to Obnoxious 101, also known as Alex.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Alex is? He's a mod in the Discord.
I mean, I don't know who Obnoxious is.
Oh,
So here I'm going to be trying to jump these gaps just to kind of make going in a straight line a little bit easier. And unlike High Tail Falls 1, I'm actually going to be taking the launch star this time, and I'm going to be going for this, what I like to call a leap of faith. All right, let's see if my faith is strong enough. Is my faith strong enough?
This has to be a super late jump.
I was a little early there. My faith was not strong enough. Let's try again.
Вот тут раннер делает небольшой скип со второй попытки.
And now, just get just enough height.
И мы бросаем Йоши, чтобы допрыгнуть до звезды.
So that is faster if you're not getting the common medal.
And it utilizes a mechanic called tilt. It's really complicated, but basically, when Mario is leaning forwards or backwards on a planet that due to its gravity, his
По
jumps
поводу
will go lower
рестрима,
and higher
все
respectively, so
комментаторы,
because of
ну
leaning
практически
super
все
far back on that
комментаторы
planet,
остались,
it
аллигатор
goes super high.
ушел
We
на
use that to
пенсию,
clear that entire distance.
а в остальном мы просто переехали
So
на
now
этот
it's time
канал,
for one
и
of the
комментаторы
worst stars in the
практически те же
entire run.
самые.
It's RNG.
it's all RNG. So we need a lot of blessed RNGs in the chat for this one.
Oh, this awful start.
I hate this stuff.
You didn't know what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, wait, the Goomba thing? Oh, no, this stupid start. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 30 crabbers on this planet, and you have to kill them with Rock Mario, and they move in just incredibly random patterns. And if you run out of time, you have to redo the entire thing. So let's not do that.
That's 1 fat minute loss.
Так, на этом уровне у нас опять-таки таймер. Нужно 30 этих краберсов завалить. И на этот раз мы для этого используем камушек.
If you don't do that casually, this level is like impossible.
That was a nice big chunk of 8, though.
Yeah, you want to kind of hope that they group up until you reach about
Довольно
24,
проблемный уровень в плане
25,
спидрана,
and then you
потому
can start
что
focusing on
крабы
the individual ones.
двигаются
The
в
blue
рандомном
crabbers are the worst
направлении,
because their movement is like the
и
most
заранее очень трудно понять, где они находятся.
Alright, this is not a horrible start so far, but it could be a little bit faster. Alright, I'm going to try to get this sucker right here. Nice.
Nice.
So I think that's all the blue crabbers. So now I'm going to try to start focusing on the individual ones.
Again, if you don't know about this piece of tech where you can jump and press Z to stop the rock right away, it's so hard.
It's awful.
Where's the last one? Oh, okay, I guess it was right there. And I'm right next to where the start was. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't
not
too
too
bad.
bad.
It's pretty good.
I finished that with like, what, 15 seconds left?
I
And,
saw 19.
and I've had to finish that star with 1 second remaining on the timer. It's very scary.
Ugh.
And one time, I actually got the last crabber with 1 second remaining, and the game didn't count it. That was very fun.
Dang.
Sometimes video games suck.
It's a known fact. So we've been killing a bunch of creatures this run, and I know I've been a big advocate for killing the animals, but sadly, we have to save a creature here, despite its ever-growing will to die in Mario games.
It's a Goomba.
Yeah. So this is the letter star I got for a Boulder Bowl 1, so I'm going to re-enter Boulder Bowl 1, and I'll be able to skip the cutscenes again because I've already seen them. And also, I'll be doing the easier version of the Boulder Bowl 1 skip because I don't need Rock Mario this time.
Yeah, because Rock Mario, when you spin, he just stops you dead in your tracks. It makes that skip really difficult, but with this one, you keep, like, you have momentum to your left, and then you can just go into the gravity field way better.
Alright, and right here, you don't even need to set it up. You can just run to the
Знаете,
left,
чат,
long
польский
jump
рэп
off,
хорошо, но
spin.
польские тохо-ремиксы — это нечто особенное.
I spin really low there.
So you need to bring this Goomba over to the gear mount.
And this Goomba is an idiot, basically.
It's not nice.
So the way to make this, because this is actually like casually, I think, some of the more infamous stars where you have to bait these over. But a good little setup there is just let him run into you while you let the boulder go, and then safely he can get over here.
There's a few ways to soft lock in this level.
Yeah, sometimes the game can just soft lock on that cutscene for no reason. But thankfully this game auto-saves, so it's not a huge
Так, ну
deal.
тут для того, чтобы получить звезду, надо забайтить Гумбу. Да, вот это вот создание, которое отдает нам звезду. И в казуальном прохождении это довольно сложно, потому что Гумба может камень переехать. Но, оказывается, есть простая старта, это просто стоять на месте и ждать, пока он тебя ударит. Таким образом, не обязательно разбираться с камнями.
So now we get to go right back to killing creatures because we get to visit our good friend Gobblegut again.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah, after we get bothered by lava once more.
Yeah, this Gobblegut fight is basically the same. You just skip the level before it.
Yeah, even though, and Nintendo does give you way too much time to do these missions. So it's just going to be pretty lenient. It's basically going to be the same thing you saw earlier. Might as well go ahead and try to get some donations in.
Alrighty. We have $50 from Freak for Link. I can never catch GDQ. Still almost missed every Mario speedrun, but at least I can hear Spike Vegeta. Donations tend to be chosen by someone that Spike can choose, but not him.
Yo, my boy's shaded. What do you want?
I guess he's not here right now. Or...
No, he's right there. He's sitting over there.
Oh, okay.
You want to pet the dog? I mean, who doesn't want to pet a dog? Yeah, we'll pet the dog. Woo!
Так, сейчас у нас опять босс, которого мы уже раньше побеждали. Как и в первый раз, раннер успешно сносит 3 шарика за первый цикл.
Good long jump.
Еще раз и
Backflip,
есть.
good dodge. Beautiful fight.
That was a perfect gobble
Второй
gobble.
раз по
So
факту
you'll
идеально
notice in-game
проходит
time,
этого
not
босса.
including cutscenes, you're actually only in that level for like 12 seconds.
If you're good, if you're
If you're good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like 2 minutes.
Thankfully, it didn't get to the point where, like, if you screw one thing up, you lose, like, 20 to 30 seconds super easily.
that Starbit wanted to come along for the ride. Viper was able to pick up on that and just shoot it off to the side real quick.
I can hear the noise pretty easily. And we're completely done with Worlds 1 and 2, so now we're finally going to get to go on to World 5. It's been, like, what, 11, 12 minutes?
Yeah, there's a lot
Так,
of
и на
now
46-й
routing and, like,
звезде мы
clicking
отправляемся в
stars,
пятый
'cause
мир.
Now the requirements are actually pretty big. We have to, I believe we need 55
Yes.
to go to World 5 and
Yes,
then
55.
70 eventually for 6.
All right, so we're going to start off with Space Storm. Space Storm 1 is actually a pretty difficult star to do fast. The second planet in particular has a lot of moving elevators that are all on cycles. Getting the fastest cycle requires a pretty difficult long jump that you have to do. That's got a lot, you have to have finicky inputs you have to do, and it saves around 5 seconds in platform cycles if you could get it.
Yo, pull stars.
We'll be seeing a lot more of those near the end of the stage.
Good pull star movement there, honestly.
All right, so here comes the finicky long jump. That might be a little early.
Вот
Alright.
это,
Got
You
it.
got it. Nice.
Oh,
вот это был близкий прыжок.
All right, where were we here?
Very nice.
That was a
first planet. That
great
was pretty
Хорошо
Planet.
укладывается в цикл раннер.
tough.
So here, the star name is Follow Me Bob-omb, so you would think you would have to do this kind of thing a lot, but this is the only time in the level you actually have to do this, so I don't know.
Так,
I've
тут
always found that
еще
kinda weird.
механика такая, что мы ходим по вот этим вот стеклянным
And,
планетам,
instead of walking all the way
и
there, we're
внутри
just gonna
ходит
jump there.
бобом. Это ходящая
And now we
бомбочка,
have the most
и
fun
надо
part of the
эту
star,
бомбочку байтить
sarcastically,
до определенного
All-Stars.
места.
Yeah.
very
Но
easy
по
to run into a
факту,
bunch of
вот
electric balls
то,
here,
что мы
but,
видели только что, это
Viper's good.
единственный момент, где это обязательно делать на
You
этом
obviously
уровне.
want to optimize trying to grab as far away the pull stars that you can
Еще мы видим
grab,
тут
so
так
you're
называемые
always at top
пулстары.
speed, or at least as
То
close to
есть
top speed as you can
ты
feel like you're
от-
going.
это игра слов
That was
на
a good level.
пульсар и типа пул, тянуться и стар-звезда. Это если на них нажимать, то Марио к
Alright,
ним
so up
притягивается.
next is Space Storm 2. Also, by getting that one star, which is actually one of the few stars in the run where you have to get it. There's no way to get around it. It actually opens up a lot of World 5. Also, 112, that's a really good IL time for that. And it just opens up pretty much all of World 5, which is pretty neat and very convenient for us.
Opens up a lot of routing options.
But we're not going to go into there quite yet because there's still one more star in a Space Storm we need to get. And this is a star that actually plays homage to a buoy-based galaxy from Galaxy 1. So if you enjoy the music, you're not going to hear it for very long.
This is probably the second fastest star in the
If
run.
you do it optimally, but that's the hard part. Doing it
Сейчас
fast can
будет
be very
довольно
difficult.
быстрая
We're
звезда,
seeing all
если
these
у раннера
platforms right
получится
here.
все.
Normally the game wants you to like, stomp on those switches, which will slow down time to where you can move up it, but I don't know. We'll see what Viper can do.
I waited a little long there to grab that pulsar. I might still be able to make this. So instead of going to the right and dealing with all that stuff, I'm just going to jump to the left here. And jump on this
Ну вот,
wall.
собственно, тут можно пропустить практически весь уровень, вместо того, чтобы идти по задуманному пути, можно просто запрыгнуть на стену и пропустить практически все.
I cannot believe I just saved that. Alright, that wasn't too bad.
Great star. I said there were some mishaps, but you adjusted really well to them.
Yeah, that ending part is very cycle based. So if you don't make that, it can be very. You just have to you just kind of have to hope the elevators are on good cycles, and they weren't. But I was able to salvage it. And 30-second time. That's only about like 2 seconds lost to an average Space Storm 2. That's done almost optimally. So we're gonna finally move on into the bulk of World 5. And we're going to start by going to Shiverburn's Secret here. So if you missed your opportunity to guess in the skating minigame earlier, you didn't get it right, this is your second chance. It's pretty much the exact same thing, except now the high score required is 600.
That's the only difference.
Yeah,
Actually, the only
That's it.
the patterns are like
the exact same, and they can still be rotated in the same way. So you guys got any guesses this time?
I kind of want to go out on top, but 720 in the back. I'll go 770 again. It worked last time.
740.
Так, на этом уровне опять будет мини-игра с
Feeling 750.
набиранием очков. Опять
All over the seven.
делают свои
Yeah,
ставки,
so,
сколько он
yeah, you just
наберет.
kinda skip that seed
Вы
by
чат
using
тоже
one.
можете попробовать
This is
угадать.
basically the same
Он
minigame,
наберет
just for donations.
от 500 до 1000
Alright.
очков. Да, от
And
600 даже в
$30
этот
from
раз.
Narpunks. This is my
И
first time having
количество
worked
должно
off for an
быть кратное
entire
10.
DQ event. This is the sickest run I've seen so far. Donation goes to Viper's Choice because he's killing it. Hashtag late night crew.
Я поставлю на 800.
We have $500 from Anonymous,
Wow.
Тем временем заходит донат на $500.
who says,
И
"Hi."
все, что было написано в сообщении с этим донатом, это «Хай!».
Come on.
Come on, 740.
Come on. But don't do too good.
Don't rig it this time. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No.
Oh, baby.
810, я был так близок.
If he went to the green one, I was 2 for 2.
You should have hit the purple one.
Я причем был ближе всех. Там на диване все ставили на от 710 до
I
780.
wouldn't have liked that.
It's rigged.
You wouldn't have known. I would have frozen time.
True.
I guess you have a point there. But yeah, 800 is actually pretty decent for me.
Yeah, 770 would have been better.
I mean, either way, I still would have won the minigame.
Yeah, exactly.
I showed the chimp who's boss, so at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
That's
right?
all that matters.
All right, so now we're going to be moving on to Shiverburn 1, and this is actually a pretty...
Pretty cool start.
It's got a lot to it, and there's a few really difficult sections here. So at the very start here, I'm going to be doing another gravity exploit where I basically long jump to the planet, the second planet, because it's right behind where you start from the very start of the first planet using clouds. And I'm going to be going for the slightly harder variant of this, where you use this elevator as kind of a launch pad.
This skips like almost all of the first and second planets, so it's really big.
This is the level with the weird aliens that you see on those YouTube videos.
It is.
I thought about making that comment. Let's see if we can still get
I'm
the
a
distance.
little low here.
Too bad. А здесь раннер пытался проскипать уровень с помощью облаков, но, к сожалению, он не долетел немного.
Alright.
Relatively early on in the stage, so not a big death. Oh,
I'm going to kill this guy for a coin just to be safe. Actually,
I would have just killed him for revenge.
Yeah.
That's bad because I kind of need to be at full health after this section. There we go. I didn't get the backflip last time. All right, let's try this again.
На этот раз долетает.
That's much better.
Ой-ой.
Nice.
Осталось 1 хп.
You'll have to come up with some
Раннер вообще
alternative
говорит, что
shots, but
это
it's a live show.
довольно сложная ситуация, потому что желательно на этом этапе иметь full хп.
All right, I'll go ahead and grab the life shroom because I could kill an Octuma.
Yeah. You only need 2 health.
Oh, he was like, kill me, you say.
Ай-яй-яй. Попытался восстановить, убив противника, и все-таки он поджигается на последней лаве.
That works
The
too.
ultimate life refill, death.
Now you have 3 health.
Ну, по крайней мере, здесь был
Just
чекпоинт.
as planned.
Yeah,
So the camera has changed here to just change some of the meteor cycles, which is
А
kind
еще
of
тут лед, поэтому
up after dying.
навигация
all right,
вообще
I'll just go
сложная.
over here and grab this coin for safety.
Come hell or high water, we will not get that life shroom.
No.
All right. And I'm going to skip past these guys by just long jumping past them.
Normally you have to hit the, what, coconuts?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I always forget.
Mango.
The coconuts. They're cantaloupes.
Shouts to How to Cantaloupe.
Yeah, they're coconuts. So now we have Prince Picante, where I get to show off the strat that no one does, even though it's free.
It's bad.
It's lame.
So this is the no RNG strat, and it's very consistent. Only loses a few seconds if I can pull it off. So I'm going to skip that first coconut intentionally. I'm going to try to hit the second one a little bit late.
Так, вот у нас очередной босс, а с ним мы справляемся, просто отбивая его кокосы. Он стреляет по нам кокосами, да.
Which means he won't do this upwards firing attack that wastes quite a bit of time. It doesn't really waste time. You can actually save time by doing a faster strat with it, but it's
Раннер в данном случае делает более безопасную страту. Тут есть более рискованная и более завязанная на рандоме.
When he shoots
Она
upwards,
чуть-чуть
if you are
быстрее,
doing that
но
strat, you can triple jump
не
towards its
намного.
mouth, and you can hit one of the
Раннер
coconuts as he's
решает
firing
на
it out,
марафоне
and you can hit
использовать
another one as it's falling from the sky.
сейфовую
But
страту.
as Viper said, it is RNG. But it's cool looking.
But it's
Everyone
Let's
knows,
face it, that's half the reason why we speedrun.
yeah, everyone knows the most important part of a
Yeah.
speedrun is looking cool.
Yeah, honestly, this game I would say is more skip heavy than Galaxy One, and the skips in my opinion personally, they're a lot more impressive in this game than they are in Galaxy One. They're a lot harder to do as well.
And a lot more punishing.
That too. You've seen that a couple times already, I think.
Yeah, Sludgy, I know you've talked about between Galaxy
Лед и
1 and
лава
Galaxy 2.
имеют
Galaxy
интересное
1
взаимодействие.
is a lot
Так-то.
more accessible, I would say, in
Yes.
terms of, like, you can find pretty fast strats.
Уверен, на
pretty
Ютубе
strats in
достаточно
Galaxy 1.
видосов
Whereas
про это
Galaxy
с
2,
миллионами
it's like,
просмотров,
you're either doing the
которые
beginner strat full of
рекомендуются
the time,
каждому
or the
каждый
hard
день.
ones.
or the hard ones, and you're sacrificing, like, sometimes 30 plus seconds to not doing the hard ones.
All right, here's Upside Dizzy. This is kind of the sequel level to Right Side Down, where there's going to be a lot of interesting gravity tricks and whatnot. So there's a lot of interesting gravity, and this level is horrible when it comes to doing fast, because you have the gravity changes in so many awkward places, and you have to have really good movement in order to like get through everything. And there's also a lot of cycles, especially in this first hour.
Cycles.
Так, это довольно интересный уровень в том плане, что тут практически везде меняется гравитация. Мы видим на заднем фоне стрелочки показывают, в какую сторону работает гравитация, в каком месте.
I'm gonna go for a little Goomba bounce to get into this pipe here. I don't think this has ever been done at a GDQ before. And I'm the first one to do it.
Yeah. And then right here, he doesn't control the gravity swapping at all. If you don't know what you're doing here, you lose an actual year of time.
Yeah, you just stumble through here if you don't have a really consistent way of doing this. All right, and my strat basically requires me to get hit by that laser.
Nice triple jump score right there. Heck yeah.
Messed up a little at the end, but we'll take it.
Did you know you got a star?
I did.
That's pretty sick. I watched it happen.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah.
Very
here too.
observant.
They won't let me leave. I have to see every one of them.
Вы в чате еще не пробовали поджигать обсидиан? Кстати, помню, мне рекомендовали как-то видео, где человек пытался сделать из обсидиана меч. У меня ничего не получилось. Так что врут все ваши компьютерные игры.
So I'm going to be going for this pretty finicky Goomba bounce here to get into the pipe. And sometimes the game can just flip your direction after this initial backflip for no good reason. And that can be pretty annoying.
Нет, он сам по себе не горит, но эксперты, которые знают, что случится, если скрестить воду и лаву, должны знать, что случается в этом случае.
And hopefully be able to break these top two boxes.
All right, I messed that up. That is super hard.
Yeah.
Так, здесь опять мини-игра, которую мы видели ранее. Надо огненным цветком разбивать ящики.
All right. So here we go. Optimally, I'll get a 9 on the clock here. But I'll probably aim for something like an 8 or a 7 or let's see. Something important to point out is that the fireballs don't actually come out of Mario's center. They come out of his... Oh, okay, that was interesting. They actually come out of his right hand. All right, I'll get those two in a little bit.
Еще проблема с таймингом вот этой мини-игры, это то, что Марио не точно по центру от себя кидает огненный шар, он кидает от правой руки. Поэтому надо учитывать это, когда целишься по ящикам.
You were so calm and collected about that. You're like, I'm not even worried about it. I was watching the timer going, well, I'm worried about it. Once you really get into this game, it takes a while to get consistent at everything in this game, but once you've figured everything out, it can be a really fun game to just run.
Обучалка по Майнкрафту будет позже сегодня. Ближе к вечеру.
And this is the last time we'll be brought down to the engine room, thank God. See ya.
Yeah, shouts to the engine room. Let's go.
The most useless part in the entire game, pretty much.
Hey, engine room, that's my favorite dome.
from Galaxy 1.
Oh yeah, that does exist. So here's the other spoopy level of the game, Boo Moon.
Luigi's Mansion.
Дальше у нас довольно спуки уровень будет.
So when I last
Называется
messed around
Boo
with
Moon.
any percent the 70-star category in this, Boo Moon 1 was not a thing. I believe we're gonna do the secret first, but
Yeah.
there's a pretty weird strat to get it into the 70-star route.
Yeah. So on this first planet here, it's only faster to long jump at the beginning and the end. Everywhere else, it's slower because of the way the gravity works. So yeah, I just kind of have to run here, and then I'll long jump into this launch star. Here's another place where I can't get a camera cancel unless I get it framed perfectly. And I got it.
Oh, yo, nice. That's 1/60th of those seconds.
All right, so this long jump here is pretty scary.
Довольно точный прыжок раннер выполняет.
This is basically just an auto-scroller, but
Yeah,
it's
but
short.
you can skip some parts of it, like I'm about to do again right here. This is way more lenient. And you can spin to save your stuff as well.
That song was terrible.
I know, I'm sorry. My musical talent isn't that great.
So notice how the gravity kind of switches here and brings up a little wall once Viper landed on the arrow platform. That's going to matter in the next level.
Опять-таки на этом уровне гравитация и камера не дружат.
And here's a skip every casual player should do because it's much easier than doing this the intended way.
И промахнулся раннер.
It's still hard. It's still easy.
Сложные прыжки, сложная перспектива, так что придется ему за этой звездой идти второй раз.
Happens even when you're not, even in your setup that you're normally used to. So it's not entirely.
Motion controls are innovative.
They really need to stop using them. You can read a donation if you want. I'm just gonna need to get back there.
Ну, пиво, чипсы и сухарики. Я спидранил Total War второго Сёгуна. То с тех пор я узнал достаточно про игру, чтобы соптимизировать, ну, минут 5 как минимум.
Okay.
All right, let's not get my spin in this time game.
И, наконец-то, раннер достает звезду.
There we go.
Wow, he got a star. Oh,
Space Mario.
Oh my god.
Space Mario the 2.
Galaxy 1's better. I'll stop.
Look, you don't have to have the same opinion as me, but if you do, you're wrong. If you don't have the same opinion as me, you're wrong. All right, so now we're going to go back in and do Boo Moon 1. So this star
Ну,
has
как
a
за
skip
спидранить?
that
Берешь
was
и проходишь как можно быстрее
found,
до
like, late
конца.
2015 by Nemi, who finds most of the stuff in this game these
Что,
days.
сложно, что ли?
And it's pretty wonky. And a
Нет,
little
на
bit
самом деле не
addictive, so
Сёгуна
there's a
легче
good chance
всего
I'll mess it up,
заспидранить.
but
Легче всего
it does take a little bit of
заспидранить
time. It does make this star fast enough to be in
первый
and
Рим.
out. Even still, if you're planning on learning
Потому
this
что он
game, I would do this
проходится
star
буквально за
anyways,
пару
because
минут.
it's really easy to do, just with basic strats. It's pretty easy to do consistently fast compared to other stars.
Before Boo Moon 1 got put in, Supermassive Secret was also done. So now we've routed out 2 Supermassive levels.
And
All of Supermassive.
It's great.
thank God.
Supermassive Secret is bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That if I've had instances where I've landed in when the dark matter, which instantly kills you, and then as I was thinking, I spun and grabbed the checkpoint.
Ну, как известно, любое прохождение, записанное на видео, у которого есть таймер, это спидран.
And I'll let him focus. And you can get right on the star. It's hard to explain
Но если
that
вам
skip. You
интересно,
kind of have to
то
mess
прошу
around with it
на
to figure it out because
speedrun.com.
it's really confusing which direction to hold.
Yeah. Your controls
World
on there are a
Record
little bit weird
вроде бы
because
был
of the different
по
gravity field.
черепахам.
Alright. And here's the last little server star section. This is pretty self-explanatory, so you can read a couple more donations.
Alrighty. We have $5 from Floorman. There must be 50 ways to Yoshi hover. Just hop on his back, Jack. Just let him fly, guy. Let him up in the air, Claire. He'll fly infinitely. Just let him hover, Glover. He loves to flutter. Then let him go, Mario, and drop him into the sea.
Oh, that took a weird turn.
It was so
I gotta
happy.
give you credit. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
It was so happy.
And so was that star. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Getting the skip first try is pretty satisfying. And now we're going to move on to the last star before we do the boss fight here, which is a Shiverburn Comet. This star is another pretty standard
Вообще из
one.
всех Total War'ов я ни в один Warhammer ни разу не играл. Это единственный Total War, в который я ни разу не играл. Что странно, потому что 40 я проходил, так что Warhammer мне как бы не чужой. Надо будет это как-нибудь исправить.
It really doesn't matter, but it's easier to turn while running. So I'm going to skate to build up momentum and then just jump and get out of the skating state and go into a run.
I feel like it was a small oversight. I don't think you're supposed to run on ice normally with Ice Mario, but you can by jumping.
In 242, the star is done with Luigi, which is one of the
Стрим
many
confirmed.
reasons 242
Ну, я вам скажу, стрим по Сёгуну будет раньше. А еще раньше будет стрим по Three Kingdoms. Я надеюсь, что мой ноутбук не сгорит от Three Kingdoms.
Best category is obviously green stars.
И мне вообще интересно будет посмотреть, какой потенциал для спидрана у Three Kingdoms.
I have world record in that.
Also, former Dark Side world record holder.
Yeah.
I'll beat it someday. I'll beat the comment list world record someday, don't worry. Oh yeah, and I just did this all on Run Rainbow Star.
Yeah, they give you 2 safety ones on either side, but if your movement's good, you only need the one.
All right, so now we get to go on to one of my least favorite levels in the entire run. This level is...
Тем временем раннер сообщает, что
Again, every
мы
single boss
сейчас
stage
отправляемся
is
на один из самых нелюбимых его уровней в
Yeah,
игре.
this one's no exception. So you might have noticed that so far I haven't really had to do any like
У
motion
нас уже
control-based
55
levels.
звезд, осталось всего
I haven't had
15.
to do Fluzzard or the ball rolling games. That's not going to change. But this level has cannons, which are pointer based. Not very fun. Even like obviously I've said like this isn't like my home setup, so things are a little awkward here and things have been a little off lately. But even when you're just normally running the game, this star is awful. You have 2 cannon shots to make here, and they're both really precise. And if you miss them, you're very likely going to die.
It's nothing compared to the second green star in this level.
Oh,
It's
come on.
like so precise for no reason.
And it's barely visible when you're in the cannon.
Yeah, off here on this first plane, he's first got to wait to bait out this bullet bill to bring him over to break open the cage. Also, shouts to Captain Toad. See you, Captain Toad.
He got his own game.
Yeah, it's a cool game.
I haven't played it.
Neither have I. All right, so this first cannon shot is very tricky. I'm probably going to miss that.
Так, и вот, собственно, особенность этого уровня в том, что
Might be a little
мы
low. Okay.
в этом уровне косплеем барона Мюнхгаузена.
If you're too high, sometimes
Хотя,
you kill him,
не,
but
ладно,
he'll just
барон
keep going.
Мюнхгаузен летал на ядре, а мы просто стреляем собой из пушки. То есть Марио есть ядро.
All right, that was still not terrible. I was able to back that pretty quickly. This next cannon shot is also pretty tricky.
И раннер говорит, что вот как раз эти пушки он не любит, потому что надо контроллером от V-моутом, целиться куда ты будешь лететь, и целиться надо довольно точно. Умер. Не допрыгнул. Руина, руина.
The glasses, but I thought that was pretty good.
I thought that looked really good.
Yeah.
Cannon shot number 2, number 2.
All right, let's wait here. That should also be fine.
Yeah.
Опять его сбило вниз.
I'm gonna wait. I could have reacted to that a lot better.
Поехали,
I probably should
руины.
have waited an extra platform cycle, but yeah, the cycles there can be pretty awkward to deal with sometimes. You know what? I'm just gonna do the normal
На этот
strat
раз
now.
раннер
I'm
говорит,
not
что
gonna bother with that
сделает
anymore.
Cycles are
обычную
really weird.
страту
I'm just gonna aim for the target.
без скипов.
I've blown a lot of lives this run, so we'll get a free one-up out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
You know, from the headset, I couldn't tell if that clapping was from the game or from the audience.
The last time the audience actually clapped for you in here for getting 100 coins back in like Fluffy Bluff. They're like, yeah, he does deserve your applause for that. Woo, let's hear it.
Okay, this boss either goes really well for you or really well for Bowser Jr.
No in between. No in between at all.
He's so happy.
He's not going to feel that way soon.
Опять босс-файт с Баузером-младшим.
This boss fight.
Pretty sure Bowser Jr. dies in this fight.
I mean, you don't
F's
see
in
it.
chat.
He's not in 3D World or Odyssey after this, so he basically just used cloud flowers to to go all the way up to the head.
And again, canceling each of like the little floatiness after each cloud animation. Nice reaction to that orb right there.
That was a reaction.
Так, ну
The game just
тут
made my stomach.
тактика довольно простая. Мы используем облака, чтобы подпрыгнуть повыше и
Alright, this last phase is very tricky. If you mess this
стомпнуть
up, you're losing a lot of time.
верхушку машины.
I gotta move quickly to grab those.
And he started
На этой
coming
фазе мы
towards
делаем то же самое, только
the
повыше.
essence. But that was very nice.
Oh, beautiful.
This is where he dies, by the way.
See ya.
F's in chat.
И Баузер-младший улетает в открытый космос.
Canonically, we have not seen him
Все
since
пишут
that
F
moment.
в чат.
I mean, he's not in. I mean, he did think Peach was his mom at some point.
Bowser Jr.'s having a hard time.
All right. This is just more, you know, cutscenes and whatnot.
Last Grand Star cutscene because we're going into the final world.
Yeah, you can read some more donations. That's fine.
Sounds good to me. $25 from Ruben6. Coworker in Australia put this on our TV. Now I have the urge to pet dogs.
That is a strange urge, in my
I think
opinion.
that's a normal urge.
I don't know what you're talking about. I get that urge all the time.
We have $18 from Sushi Elemental. Let's have a cow level. Completely and utterly a grazing.
What?
That's not a joke.
Look, cows graze, therefore.
You don't have to explain.
Oh,
This would be hilarious.
Так, ну и после босса мы перелетаем, это уже в какой? Шестой мир?
It's late.
It's 2 a.m. They'll laugh, sure.
So,
Да, шестой.
World 6 is about 40 minutes, give or take, and it's definitely one of the hardest It's definitely the hardest part of any percent, especially for when you're on really good pace. This is where your runs go to die, essentially. There's a lot of really hard stars here. and a
Конечно
lot of
говорит, что
really
это самый
high
сложный мир для прохождения в Any%. И тут
So,
много
Melty
сложных
Monster
планет,
1
много
is a
сложных звезд.
it used to be a pretty annoying
И
star.
обычно
For
это
me,
то
it
место,
still
где
is,
раны умирают.
Just because there's a lot of tricky movement you have to do here. And there are tornado cycles on this planet right here that are global cycles from the moment you enter the level. So you have to have pretty good movement once you start the level here. And you have a pulsar section to go through.
bye, Luigi.
Yeah, still not going to use him. Although since the perfect run was met, if I'm not mistaken.
Then
Trying to make sure he carries a lot of speed coming out of this one. Just enough. See ya.
Yeah. I don't
Wow,
know
where'd
why,
you come from?
I don't know why they intended for you to do that. That was such a dumb decision. And now this next section is pretty annoying as well.
it can be pretty easy to die in some of these later sections.
Yeah.
Так,
because of
сейчас
weird
дамедж
things not
бустимся от
necessarily in your
лавы.
control.
All right, I should be able to make the tornado cycle if this part goes well. All right. Barely making it. So this will allow me to skip one of the tornadoes.
Тут еще после торнадо Марио превращается в боевой
I would've
вертолет.
skipped that one anyways. All right, so we're gonna swing here, and we're gonna jump off, and we're good.
Nice movement so far.
So here at the start of this section, I'm gonna go for this cool little long jump to try and skip these first few planets.
Skip that one. Skip that one.
All right. I didn't get all. You can go all the way to that planet, but it can be pretty tricky.
Every single planet here has its own gravity field, so it's really weird platforming around these. As you can see.
Yeah. I also was trying to beat that magma out. All right, I'm gonna wait for this guy because he's probably going to burn me. And for some reason, if you hit that crystal on the left side, it's much easier than if you were to hit it on the right.
That was pretty good overall.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad of a stage. Dying there is really the worst thing you can do.
And get comfortable with Melty Molten because we'll be doing all 3 stars here.
That's Galaxy 1. This is Melty Monster.
Melty Monster. I'm sorry.
It's okay, I run this game and I do the same thing.
Earlier, there's Starshine Beach, which I called Beach Bowl Galaxy, which is from the previous video game. But it literally, if you look at it,
Надо
it's a
делать лаву
beach in a
инстакилом.
bowl.
Ну, если подумать, не очень много игр показывают реалистичное взаимодействие человеческой плоти и лавы.
It's based on bowling.
но некоторые все-таки существуют.
All right, so this next star I'm going to do, Melty Monster 2. We used to actually do the stars in a slightly different order than this, but it's
А то
a
так-то у
little bit
людей
faster
могут
to
быть
do
проблемы
Melty Monster 2
выживать
before
просто
Secret,
возле
because
лавы, не
when
то
you
что
show up on
в
the stars like
лаве.
menu for the third time, only 2 stars appear instead of 3. And this star is basically all about using Rock Mario. Once you go on a ramp with Rock Mario, you can't actually stop. You just kind of have to keep
Ну,
rolling. So you basically
эта игра
just keep
малоизвестная,
rolling
но
from
на
the
Ютубе
main end.
есть
This is actually a really good place
одно
to farm
ревью,
starbits.
называется
If
Construction
you
Bob
don't have an
Escapes
SD
from
card
Hell.
and you need to get some starbits for your bank toad file, this is a really good place to get them.
This is Sludge's favorite star.
Yeah, it's Sludgy's favorite star in the whole game.
I hate this star.
Are you not a
Вот это
bowling
вот
fan?
первое, что мне приходит в голову, когда я думаю о реалистичном взаимодействии
I've
человека
lost
с
friends to
лавой.
bowling.
All right, so yeah, and whenever I do jumps again, I'm going to be shaking to speed
Если
myself up,
захочешь,
which
я тебе
is 3
потом
frames
скину
each time I do
момент,
it.
где это показывается.
And there is a strat I'm going to go for at the end of this level, but I'm only going to try it once because it is pretty risky. It's called Zigzag Skip. And basically, the name kind of implies what you're doing. There's a section with fences that you need to bounce off of normally, but you can just kind of ride across the tiny gaps.
Еще вспоминается первая Кирандия, где Брэндон сгорает реально просто рядом с лавой, даже не в лаве.
Easy every time.
The hard part of that can be trying to align yourself to move forward again after you start to go to the right, because if
Вообще, что характерно, вот эти вот реалистичные взаимодействия с лавой, они так ближе к старым играм появляются.
Yeah, and it's 2.5 hours into your 3-hour speed run.
The fun thing is, even if you hit those the bumpers that you're supposed to do, it can
Но
still kill
ZV3
you.
это не совсем
If it
игра,
just, like, knocks you to the side for
но
some reason.
All right, so now
в
I'm going to
принципе
do
можно
Melty
засчитать.
Monster's secret star, and I'm going to select Melty Monster 2 because you start closer to the pipe in this star.
Я стою выше
So
тебя.
this is the last time we'll see
Ладно.
the chimp in this run.
Мы, конечно, в галактике, но
If you go
не
through
место
the
тут
pipe and then come
мемам
back
про
out,
Звездные
you
войны.
see a giant, like,
Void.
void in the background,
Yeah.
which is where
То
you
есть
are
сейчас
right
Марио
now.
окажется
It's weird.
тоже Звездным воином.
Yeah,
I want you to go back and show us.
Yeah, I've never
Nope,
seen
that's
that.
not fast. So there is a strat, and speaking of things that are not fast, there is a strat you could go for on this star, but for the sake of the marathon, I'm just not going to bother with it. Basically, you would do a spin jump onto the ramp, which deactivates the ramp and allows you to jump at the very edge of it, and you can jump off the ramp and land
Так,
on the
ну
next
здесь мы
platform
играем
and
в боулинг.
continue rolling.
Cousin,
If you're
let's go
stopping after
bowling.
every single one of these ramps, you can actually avoid that. It saves a couple seconds each time you do it, but they're essentially blind jumps. And if you miss them again, you're very likely going to die. So there's 56 pins. I need to hit 50 of them. I am going to intentionally skip 3 of them because that would require waiting right here. And right now, I've only missed 1 pin, so that's really good.
Сбивать абсолютно все гегли не обязательно.
5,000.
Вот это, конечно, было очень близко. Раннеру надо было набрать как минимум 5000 очков, и он набрал ровно 5000.
I just want to see
I'll
that.
give you one.
Монкс в
actual
чат.
dollar.
I'll give you $2. How about that?
Just 1, though.
$3. Why are we bidding on this? We want the same thing.
Dang it.
All right, so now we're done with Melty Monster, thank God.
Yes.
And we're going to be moving on to Clockwork Ruins in order to get some access to a galaxy that might intrigue a few of you. So, yeah, Clockwork Ruins. Clockwork Ruins Run 1 is about 3 minutes long. Don't want to do that. So we're instead going to opt to do the Secret Star, which is...
Напоминаю, что все спидраны, которые вы можете захотеть посмотреть, находятся на сайте speedrun.com.
It's pretty obnoxious because you have to go across these platforms that are moving, and if you die anywhere, then the cycles will be different and they won't be as fast and you won't be used to them, so it's just awful. And well, thankfully, once you collect the 30 coins, the star is basically done.
This level sucks.
It does. It does. All right, so
It's just so awkward moving on these platforms.
yeah, they change from like wall to slope in very weird ways. It's hard to sometimes it's really hard to tell what you can stand on and what you can't.
And once again, like 2.5 hours into the run.
So you can go for a strat here where you can like triple jump, grab that coin, and then have enough momentum to make it to this section. in time to get an extra coin from here and then skip having to get coins from the last section, but that's just way too risky for me to go for at a GDQ run. And I looked in first person there to advance the cycles of the platform after this one so that I can make that a little bit easier. All right, here's a cool little triple jump I can go for.
I didn't know you could do that.
Okay.
Nice save.
I usually go for a spin there. And then you can just get 10 coins from this item box, so that makes the star a lot easier. All right, I'm gonna grab this as my final coin, and we're gonna get over here, talk to this Hungry Luma. And now again, the star is pretty much done. There's just one more thing I have to do. So you're supposed to, on this planet, it's another one of those planets where you have a bunch of hammers trying to crush you, and you're supposed to hit these switches to slow down time. But once again, this is a skip I would also recommend for beginners. Not because it's free or anything. It is actually easy to die to this if you don't know what you're doing, but it's not too hard once you figure it out.
I didn't realize that there were switches over here.
Got it.
Nice. No.
That was a really good star.
Yeah, that star really sucks. You did a good job.
That level predicted the Nintendo Switch.
We were supposed to say that in Space Storm 2.
We forgot.
God, did you forget the script?
Yeah, I think she was on the wrong page earlier. That's all.
It happens.
All right, so thankfully we don't need to get any more stars from that galaxy because that galaxy is slow other than that. But now we're going to go to a galaxy that some of you might recognize. Do we have any Super Mario 64 fans in the crowd?
Woo! Yeah, well, Mario 64 stole a level from this game, so.
Yeah, so this is Throwback Galaxy. This is, as you can tell,
Так, следующий уровень это у нас
Wumps
Throwback
Fortress
Galaxy.
Super Mario 64.
И это по факту отсылка на Super Mario 64.
They did the one that speedrunners spend all their lives in.
Yeah, they should have done like TikTok clock.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That would have been awful.
a bit too
Oh,
hard.
that would be terrible with the physics of this game.
Fun fact, I also run SM64.
Yeah, he has a
I
one.
Listen, I know you had a 49 and 70 start.
Yeah, so this is going to be my best cheese impersonation right here. Unfortunately, though, the movement isn't nearly as flashy.
Hey, you didn't need that tree back there. SM64 runners need the tree.
It's true.
So I'm going to go for this little triple jump spin here to try to get up to
Так,
this
вот
ledge. And I
поднимаем
made it.
медаль кометы и идем
So
уже
there's
за
here's the
звездой.
lot of blue. We're going to get up here, and now we're just going to right a triple jump wall jump up here.
I didn't know you could wall jump off that bottom
I
platform.
didn't either.
All right, so you can actually skip killing this Womp, but no. It involves doing a really, really stupid clip where you basically jump and you basically stand where the Womp, like at the edge of where the Womp will be when it's about to crush you, and then jump right as it lands on you. And if you time it just right, you can.
Так, и теперь у
you
нас
can
босс,
actually clip through
это
the floor and
Womp
skip killing
King.
that Womp, but it only saves like 3 seconds, and if you miss it, you die. And unlike SM64, we can't clip through this guy.
God, that would have been the greatest Easter egg of all time.
Интересно, какой магией они поднимаются обратно на ноги после того, как они падают на Марио.
I think.
And I actually do not have a very fun history with this guy. One time in mid-2017, I did a relay race. where I
Такое
did this
ощущение,
game,
что
and I
этот
died to
босс
this- I was
и
on, like,
похожие
huge PB
мобы
pace,
основаны на
and I
японском
died to this
Йокое
boss
Нурикабе.
twice without grabbing the checkpoint.
Напоминает, однако.
Yeah, it sucked. I had like a high 307, and I was on like 305 pace. Also, I got a kind of high jump there because the King Wump is vibrating. And if you jump at the right time, you can just go super high, and it looks pretty cool. And also, he has the same text that he does in SM64, except if you die to him and then refight him, he starts stuff, and then he's just like, wait a minute, I've already said this, let's just fight.
Imagine if in Mario 64 you could go to the bottom of Womp's Fortress and find that arena. That would be just like the biggest long con of all time.
Star 121, baby.
Зірка здобута. Старгет.
All right, I'm good on common medals.
Has anyone ever looked?
Good point.
Let's call Panenkoek, you'll know. And this is the last
Еще
time
в
Bubba's gonna
официальном
bring us to the
чате
bottom of this
по-японски
structure, so he's not
пишут
gonna really be
«стагетто».
bothering us anymore after this one. He's gonna wanna
Хотя
bother
это
us
не
one more
по-японски,
time,
это
but we'll
просто
get there.
транслитерация
Also, I hate
английского на
Hunger Circuit, so now I
японский.
have enough for the last Hunger
Если вы
Circuit
хотите
galaxy.
написать
Thankfully,
Старгет по-японски, надо писать
after this
«Очень
star.
щиток».
So this is Throwback 2, where they decided to pay homage to SM64 DS.
Надо по-правильному писать,
And
по
Buddy
чисто
Bunny
японски.
remember that game.
Hey, I love that game.
Okay, there's some people who remember that game.
It's good on Virtual Console.
Yeah. So they didn't price the silver stars in red coin positions like they should have. They just threw them around the level and then gave you Cloud Mario, which isn't that bad because there's some really cool movement in this star.
I love using that guy. That's cute.
All right. So for this first silver star, I have to be this second silver star. I have to be pretty careful because if I make my cloud too early, then I actually miss the silver star, and then I have to wait for that cloud
Я
to
вам даже
expire.
напишу.
Because ground pounding to break a crowd is not the smartest idea right there.
Не благодарите.
So we're gonna see a bit more cloud boosting here to get to this next silver star.
Только не забудьте кулкатов добавить.
And now we just got one more series of jumps to do. All right, that was pretty good.
Oh, did the most important part? Did we line it up?
With the
If I
ground
wait a little bit, I can maybe make it.
Oh, get it. Oh,
Close enough.
You get another chance.
Yeah. That was a pretty good level. Yeah. So now we're going to take the bottom path to get through the rest of World 6 because the top path has a galaxy called Battle Bout, which
It's great.
And has Fiery Gobblegut, which is just amazing.
it sucks. And we avoid it in any percent at all costs.
yeah. World 6 unfortunately just has a lot of pretty slow galaxies where it inspires us to just go and try to fill out the 70-star count with other worlds. But we're going to take the lesser of two evils going this bottom path.
Can we give it up for the last hungry Luma we have to feed?
Так, это последняя голодная люма,
Oh, and look at him, the big
которая
chungus.
превратится сейчас в галактику.
I thought I backflipped a little early there.
Transform.
Yeah, if you go a little too early, he will just stop eating.
And you can land on the button before he's finished eating, and then you have to call him again, like I've done more times than I care to admit.
Ugh.
I've done that a ton also.
Yeah. So next up, we're going to do Flash Black. This level has another cool gimmick where the lights flash in the mansion periodically. So you only see get a brief glimpse of the mansion and the level every few seconds. But I've played this level hundreds of times. I know the layout of everything.
Well, aren't you impressive?
Теперь у нас очень темный уровень,
Yeah, it has
где
some
мы не
really
будем
cool
видеть,
strats
куда мы
that are
идем.
difficult to execute. But unfortunately, the first part of it's pretty slow because we have to use Blimp Yoshi, which, as we all know, is the most exciting thing ever.
It's better than B Mario.
All right, whatever. We'll just do that. So yeah, you can read like one quick donation here.
Надули Йоши.
We have $5 from Board 219 was planning to wake up early to avoid the heat wave here in France and took advantage of it to watch this awesome SMG2 run. Love this game.
All right. Okay, I thought I was going to hit that Goomba there. So this is a pretty cool strat if I can get it, but let's see.
Rip Yoshi.
All right.
Минус Йоши.
It's fine. I was going to ditch him anyways. I actually was going to ditch him anyways. And see ya. Still better than my practice run earlier. All right, so now I have this last section here where I just have to collect 5 silver stars. It's pretty straightforward. You can probably fit in another donation.
All right, $30 from Ace Kage. Bowser Jr. was last seen in Mario Plus Rabbids. It's also the game that proved Bowser is the best dad. Called the kid just to check if he finished his homework.
Would you look at that?
That game's not canon. Don't disprove my theory.
Баградер помнит, где находятся все платформы.
I was like, I know you know this stage. I don't know the stage that well, so I was a little scared on that jump.
The literal definition of a blind jump. All right, and now we get a pretty good Resident Sleeper level, which is honestly a nice break because this will be the last normal star I collect in the entire run. And by that, I mean the last star that isn't a comet. And also, this will be the star at the last comet medal I get, and it's basically just 2 minutes of swimming underwater with the shell. It's not very good, but again, in this run, it's a nice breather because you have so much action-packed stuff, and you need a bit of a calm before the storm part of this run.
And it's faster than Battle Belt.
Yeah, the only reason this makes the cut.
Так, дальше у нас будет водный уровень, и в этом уровне будет очень много медленного плавания. Райдер говорит, что это хорошая передышка посреди рана, потому что этот уровень проходить все равно надо, но дает отдохнуть от постоянных точных прыжков и скипов.
$30 from Mr. Shadow Ant. Fantastic set of runs tonight so far. Not sure how long I'll be able to stay up,
Знаешь,
but I'll certainly be
МВ1,
trying.
если делать такой аргумент, что для японского не хватает пару вещей, то в английском для Старгета тоже не хватает пару вещей, чтобы сделать это грамматически правильным предложением.
Ah, no worries.
Но
JKB
тем не
scopes 1,
менее,
2,
как бы в
3
японском
gives us
такое
$5,
используется.
saying a
Например, в
$5
играх,
dog. That hype train made
когда
its way to Australia, so
там
here's my
собираешь
chip in.
предмет,
Pet
там
that
пишут
doggo.
айтему щиток.
We have $200 from Anonymous.
Так что это
Nothing much else
вполне
to say there, but thank you,
рабочий
Anonymous.
вариант.
Thank you.
Anonymous has a lot of money.
А если говорить полностью, то это там уже Кощи, Тенни и Рета, но это
The
уже...
deepest.
Это уже не
$200 from
Stargate, это уже
NCP
Star
says,
has
"Thanks
been
again,
obtained."
GDQ."
Yeah, go cop for that. I don't mind. I'm not doing much.
Ну, на русском,
We have
если
$500
говорить серьезно,
from
вот
Cold
вообще без мемов, то это,
Candor
наверное,
33.
будет звезда заполучена.
Who says, "No! Somehow I missed that this was already happening. Gotta make up for lost donation time. On the bright side, I already put in for vacation tomorrow. Heart GDQ and all the things you do."
Не должно там быть ВО. ВО можно опускать в некоторых случаях. Оно там может быть, если оно
And
там будет, то
$5
это
from
будет
Tiny
грамматически
V1
правильно,
King.
но оно
Greetings
не
from Sweden.
обязательно.
Galaxy 2 is such a nice game. Me and my girlfriend have put way too many hours on this game. Shout out to my colleague Kento who introduced me to GDQ. Much love to all SGDQ 19 crew and runners.
All right, let's see if I can get this. This strat, you need to have pretty good lineup
Практически
for it,
все
and you need
суффиксы
to have
в
decent
японском в
timing.
некоторых случаях
This
можно
looks
опускать.
good.
Yeah, nice.
If you miss that, there's a shell right next to you, so you don't have to.
Банзай означает 10
You don't
тысяч
lose
лет.
that much time.
That's why I was always so scared to go for that if I throw it off the end of the planet.
And isn't this a nice atmosphere right here?
I love this part of the level. It's so beautiful.
That's pretty gorgeous.
I wish we could just stay there.
Тем временем
so the
прошли
last
скучный уровень с
6
плаванием.
stars I'm going to be getting before doing Bowser's Galaxy Generator are all comets. I'm going to be getting 2 from World 3, 2 from World 4, and 2 from World 6. And that'll get us to 70 stars. And I believe I've also collected every comet medal, so that's good.
32 comet medals.
Which you need to spawn a Bowser's Gravity Gauntlets comet. And, all right, so we're gonna start off with a Hani Hall's comet in World 3. I could have done this star way earlier, but due to routing nonsense, that's way too complicated for me to explain right now.
Ну, если
You
твои
need this to
преподы
be
по
kind of a
японскому
filler
плачут,
star,
то я
so
бы
that
с
you can
радостью им
spawn a
рассказал, что
block comet
существует
and a
такая
gravity
вещь, как
gauntlet
разговорный
comet.
японский,
And this is basically the last half of Hani Hall's 2, but with Cosmic Clones. It's still just a bunch of
который
long jumps.
используется практически всеми
And,
японцами.
yeah, you could
Ну
probably do
ладно,
some
не
more
будем об
donations
этом.
here.
All right. We have $20 from Yero-chan.
А то у
Been
нас тут
watching for
спидран
many
Марио,
years, but it was only
а не
after
спидран
getting to
изучения
attend that
японского
I
языка.
realized how much work goes on behind the scenes. So shout outs to everyone on screen and everyone who isn't. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, GDQ people.
Thank you.
We have $5 from Zelly5465. I want to be part of the Pet the Dog donation train. No dog shall go unpet. $200 from Tolo
Тем
Hawk.
временем 5 уровень, похоже на то, что мы уже видели. где монстры едят пол, и пол просто влетает и вылетает из пространства.
Alright. So yeah, that star is pretty straightforward, literally, for the most part. But just like Connie Hall's 2, if you mess it up too much, it can go pretty badly.
Ну, если вы хотите выяснить, кто не прав, то предлагаю вам посмотреть пару тайтлов аниме или послушать пару песен на японском и вслушаться в использование суффиксов. Потому что, скорее всего, там какие-то из них будут пропускаться.
They also give you Yoshi. We're so insane.
I even was
think
thinking,
alike.
I was like, should I talk about Yoshi now? Someone will talk about Yoshi.
Before кто-то найдет аниме, где ни один суффикс не пропускается, и все говорят грамматически
I mean,
правильно.
yeah, Yoshi's in this first
И
part.
одним
Yeah, he's
примером
not in beat block 1, but
утрут мне
for
нос.
whatever reason he's in here, which is all right. We'll just use him to infinite flutter and then dump him in a pit like we always do.
He's also a Twisty Trials comet for some reason. I don't know why they added him into those levels.
I am not moving straight for some reason. Oh,
Galaxy's really good at doing that.
all right, let's see if I can nab this checkpoint for safety.
No
Oh,
checkpoints
I
here.
am a little nervous now.
Checkpoints are for weenies.
You'll be fine.
All right, I just have to play really safe here. All right, if you mistime that long jump, you can bonk easily.
Nice.
You didn't play that safe.
That's about as safe as you can play it.
Right. Yeah, there's a certain point where it's going so fast, you just kind of got to go with the flow.
Yeah, and once you get thrown off, you just start panicking, and then you mistime a jump, and then you bonk on a platform, and then you die. It's awful. You can actually fall through the blocks if you don't land on them, so that's fun. And now it's time for one of my least favorite stars in the run. So you're doing attempts, you're about 2 hours and 50 minutes into a 3-hour run, and it basically all comes down to a skip that's super finicky and can just kill your run if you mess it up. So
Если аниме не пример, то игры по Марио тоже не пример, как мне кажется.
Other skip that you can do, which is actually a little bit faster than behind the castle, and most people find it easier. But the thing is, you have to do really precisely timed inputs while in the air in order to actually land. It saves about, I don't know, 30. It loses about 35 seconds if you miss it. But obviously, I'm going to go for it until I get it because it's one of the coolest looking strats in the entire time in the entire run. Basically, if you boost off of a lava wall and then hit the lava again, you get a huge amount of horizontal distance, and you can use that for a gravity exploit. Also, like I said, this is one of the best songs in the game, so we get to hear quite a bit of it. Wow, I did that in my practice run. And I'm using these flames again to just boost me up here. All right, so once again, I'm going to call for serious time once I get this, once I start the skip. So I'm just going to long jump right in here, and we're going to pray.
Looks pretty good.
I was too far to the right.
A little bit too far to the right.
I don't think I held left for long enough. You're supposed to switch from right to up left, and you have to do this at very specific intervals.
This skip has killed many a run.
Yeah, I can speak from experience. I'll actually explain that after I get it. But again, I'm going to go for this until I get it, because this strat just looks too cool. That should work, maybe?
Расписание вот выше было.
Swimwear.
We'll take it.
Восклицательный знак R.
Yeah.
A fun thing is if you land too far up, sometimes you'll just fall through the floor and die. Which
Yeah.
we don't really know why that happens, but it does.
Yeah. You can kind of prevent that in a few different ways, but it sucks. And I once lost a PB-paced run to that happening 3 times in a row.
Wow. Very fun level to watch.
Yeah. Second try isn't too bad for a marathon. I'll take it.
Yeah, super interesting that star or that galaxy has become. There's 2 completely different ways to skip over that entire chunk of the level.
It's amazing how someone found it, too.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have a couple of breather stars. We have most of the late game run enders out of the way, so now we get a couple of breather stars. Starting with this star, which is a joke.
Yeah, we talked about that Comet medal we picked up. That was probably the most out-of-the-way Comet medal here in Starshine Beach, or Beach Bowl if you're me. Yeah, you just need to go get 100 purple coins with Yoshi dashing around.
There's 140 in this level, so it's almost impossible to fail unless you're super bad at the game.
I have failed this once.
I think I have.
I think I failed it like
I
a
guess
couple
you're
times.
really bad at the game.
Unless you're really bad at the game. I was not arguing with him. I was just stating facts.
So yeah, this star is a little difficult to do optimally because you have to make very tiny adjustments on the
Так,
control
тем временем
stick
у
in
нас
order to
опять
not miss too
уровень
many of these
с
purple coins.
собиранием фиолетовых монеток.
So far I've only missed one.
Тут не обязательно
First, you
собирать
don't wanna
все,
miss
но
penalties 'cause you skip a
надо
good chunk
собрать
of it
100
if you
и
try to go
желательно
fast.
не пропустить.
Yeah, you want to have a bunch by now. 87.
All right, I'm gonna start
Раннер
with this
специально
one
скипает
first.
линию. И таким образом он заканчивает ближе уже к звезде.
Actually, perfect
We made
count.
it work.
Такая небольшая оптимизация.
And that star grab can be a little awkward, but that was still pretty good. So yeah, if I didn't have enough purple coins there, I would have just stayed on the left side and continued grabbing more coins. And then maybe I've done a little bit of a shorter cut. But yeah, so now all that's left to do is 2 stars in World 6, throwback comment and flashback comment.
So done with worlds 1 through 5 now.
Yeah. And,
В
throwback
Diablo
comment is up next.
2
So if you
сейчас
thought
идет
throwback 2
битвор.
was a fun start,
Будут играть
you're
или
going
за
to love
некроманта,
this
или за
start because
паладина,
it
но
is
последний
almost
раз,
the
что мы
exact same
смотрели,
thing.
It is the
некромант
exact same.
лидировал.
I feel like this is the only instance of the game where it's actually the exact same star. There happens to be a timer at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. Although
Некромант
the
всё равно
one main
круче.
difference for this star is that there is cycle differences at the start because the
okay.
intro cutscenes show different parts of the level. And so the first cycle that you're about to see here is somewhat harder to make. But yeah, you can just spend the next minute reading donations.
Alrighty. We have $5 from Nikolai. Woke up at 6 a.m. to not miss the Super Mario Galaxy 2 run. Awesome so far. Greetings from Germany.
All right, so I missed this cycle, but that's not a huge deal because I would have had
Так,
to wait for
опять
these
уровень в
platforms anyways.
стиле Super Mario 64. Опять-таки на время.
You can keep going.
Alrighty. $50 from Raiden Tiger 177. Greetings from Switzerland. Longtime watcher. So happy to wake up in time to see part of the SMG2 run. Thank you for the fun moments and the wonderful cause. En route. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I don't speak French. En route pour 2 millions.
You did better than I would have.
I think you
thought
did
that was pretty
great.
good.
I speak Spanish, not French. I'm sorry.
I don't speak either.
I used to speak Spanish. I used to take Spanish and then I dropped out.
I feel like everyone's got that story.
Ну, для меня лично в Диабле есть только некромант и друид, сорян.
I willingly took a 3rd year of Spanish and regret it. All right, so that star's out of the way. And now we get to move on to the final star of the run, which is actually a pretty interesting star because it requires the talent of being able to multitask. So there's 30 Octumas that I have to kill, and there isn't really a special gimmick for killing them. You just kind of have to kill them all on a timer. And you have 3 ways you can go about killing them. You can either jump on them, you can spin at them,
Сорка
or
не
you can
умеет
shoot them with
вызывать
starbit
кучу
and then kick
скелетов или
them.
волков.
And you're, for the
Это
most part,
большой
you're going to be
минус.
seeing me shoot them with starbits and then kick them.
Nice star count, by the way.
Yeah. And,
Ну, кстати,
it's actually
Ассасин
pretty
еще
difficult
норм.
because you have to be able to
Не вызывает,
collect
но
starbits,
терпимо.
aim them, fire them, keep track of your starbit counter, and control Mario all at the same time. So assuming that this goes well, which hopefully my pointer won't screw me over too much, this should look pretty impressive.
I imagine a task of this would look ridiculous.
It would.
It would.
Because again, if he does all this optimally, Mario basically never breaks stride because you can just run into them. Obviously, he still has to pick up some star bits.
Yeah, or my Wii remote could just not cooperate. It's fine, though. There's other ways you can kill them. Thankfully. I'm gonna kill this guy for a coin, just to be safe.
Plenty of safety coins.
That elevator's there for literally no reason.
Так, на этом уровне мы опять на время выпиливаем врагов.
Barely got that one in there.
And you get Yoshi at the end of this level, and Yoshi can
Сиошет
actually
немного
eat
быстрее, потому
enemies.
что он может их есть.
I would like to be able to get this guy. There we go. All right, there we go. It's very scary there because the Octumas can just knock you off the stage with no hesitation.
All right, hardest skip in the game coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Shout
This
out
one's
to,
ridiculous.
okay, shout outs to Odd Me because
Was it Odd Me who found
It was
it was
Odd
Odd
Me.
Me who found it.
Yes.
He was just messing around one day. Hi, Odd Me. I think you're watching. I hope you're having a good day. All that. Shout outs to you. And also, speaking of Odd Me,
Join the 602.
yes, I was gonna plug the 602 real fast.
Sure.
Odd Me does that. He leads it. He's the organizer. Basically, it's Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy 2, 100% back to back. It's one big race. Takes like 22 hours if you're good. And yeah, you should watch it.
Everybody on my couch has done one. I have not.
We need to give
Alright,
Viper
yeah.
quiet for this. Oh, that's hard. It's hard to skip.
Yeah!
It might not have looked like it, but I just saved 35 seconds. So basically on that space before the galaxy generator space, there's this really long cutscene where Lubba tells you it's the final battle and gotta get ready and stuff. But I've had enough of Lubba. He's bothered me too much this run. We are skipping right past him by just clicking on that Galaxy Generator space with the Wii Remote.
Otomy was just messing around and he found it.
Yeah.
It's great.
And Sludgy was the first person to do it in a run.
I'm famous.
Real fast. Next 602 happens on July 6th, so watch it. I'm gonna win, maybe. I don't know.
Короче, МВ, если ты еще там, я тут
Super fun and really cool.
успел нагуглить статей о опускании грамматических частиц в японском языке, так что если тебе интересно, обращайся после рана.
Normally got to defeat these 3 Hammer Bros, but for whatever reason, if you hit this wall at the right position, you get a ton of speed and are able to get all the way down there. Nice stuff.
All right, so here I'm going to lose the spin drill on purpose, just because I want to be able to long jump and also spin while after jumping. And I basically can just skip over this entire section.
Usually they want you to drill through a bunch of these things, but that's boring.
All right, this next
Ну,
planet
как
should
скажешь.
hopefully look pretty stylish if I can get the
Ну,
movement
тогда
properly.
можешь просто загуглить, скажу по-английски, dropping particles in Japanese, и ты найдешь все то же самое.
Oof. Oh, gonna chain it off the dry bones. Good stuff.
All right, I messed my timing there, so the bullet bill would have gotten in my way. All right, I'm gonna wait. Oh, I actually made it. That's cool. I can do a quad bis at the start of the next section.
Is that a backwards ledge grab?
That was weird.
Yeah.
I don't understand this game.
You usually can't do that.
Ну, странно-то странно, но на самом деле, когда учишь английский, а потом приезжаешь, например, в какую-нибудь деревню посреди Великобритании, там тоже все будет странно звучать. Так что разговорные языки и неофициальные, это, оно всегда выглядит не то, что тебе преподают, не так, как то, что тебе преподают на уроках. Но оно существует. Сколько там звезд еще? Да там еще немного осталось. 15 минут до конца рана. Но еще надо будет финальную звезду забрать.
That's really hard to get there.
If you go too high, you'll get caught up in the gravity field of the previous planet and just spiral around it infinitely, so you have to leave the level. Also, you can hit 2 of these locks at once if you're really precise, but yeah. Yeah, I forgot about the orb. And now it's time for the final Bowser fight, which is the worst late game run ender ever. This fight sucks. And
It's the hardest version of the fight.
yeah, I have lost a lot of good runs to this fight. So Bowser does go back to dropping 3 meteors, but there's still shockwaves, and he is
Ну вот, собственно, и
lot
Пич
faster to pull out his punches.
вместе с Баузером.
Yeah, you get to this point in the run and feel like, okay, I just nailed that massive Yoshi flutter. You should feel like the run's basically in the bag.
But it's not. It's far from over. You have 4 Bowser hits, and they're
У
all
нас
pretty
есть
difficult
еще
to do.
кореец.
Very little time to react. It's just horrible.
А кто еще, даже не знаю.
So, again, I'm just going to run up here so that I can dodge Bowser's punches, because, you know, it's
Ну,
hard.
драка с Баузером, мы это все уже видели. Падают метеоритами по Баузеру. Только с парочкой дополнительных волн и...
Alright. So again, I'm gonna wait
Короче,
here until he
чуть-чуть
starts to punch
сложнее.
attack.
А, и не попал раннер.
Oh!
See, that's what we were talking about. That shell is huge.
Провтыкал цикл.
Shell.
It's awful.
I'm gonna call some BS. What was that?
That would have hit on the other
That
fights.
should have hit, absolutely.
It's okay. It's not a huge deal. Just your run being over 3 hours in.
That was at the exact same
Yeah,
spot.
I don't know.
don't care.
It wasn't really.
I'm trying to help you here.
Alright, but it's not over yet. The 3rd and 4th hits, Bowser pulls out his fist insanely quickly. So
Так, и
it is
сейчас
far from
последняя
over.
фаза.
And, another thing that
На
can
этой
happen
фазе
is if you
Баузер
actually hit
бьет
Bowser
намного
too
быстрее.
late, you can hit him while he's summoning the meteors and cancel that phase by accident.
Но, к
So once he
сожалению, на
actually
время
puts
Super
his
Mario
fist into the
Galaxy
ground,
2
there'll be no
Баузету еще
meteors
не
for you to hit him
придумали.
with.
Но может как-нибудь
lose
оно
another 20
появится на
seconds.
GDQ.
This fight's not fun.
Yeah. It's so nerve-wracking when you're on PB pace. Barely made it there. Yeah, you have to be really quick on your feet there. All right, but there's just one more hit left. thankfully, it doesn't matter if I get this hit late because then the fight will be over. All right, one of these two meteors should be fine. This should be fine. There we go.
Nice. All right, now Bowser's.
So Bowser's dead, right?
Yeah, Bowser's dead.
That's it.
He'll be done, right?
Dream over.
He's gone forever.
Let's
Так,
see about
отправили
that.
Баузера-младшего в открытый космос, теперь отправили Баузера-старшего в черную
Well,
дыру.
I mean, Bowser Jr. didn't fly into a black hole or whatever that is.
We didn't see where he went.
So there's the grand star.
Игру с
right?
Баузета, я помню,
We finally got the
собирались
last
сделать,
round
но
of the Star
сделали ли
Star
уже, честно, не слежу.
Let's get ready. All right, here we go. It's time to nab that star, get that cake, and
What?
Plot
He's
twist.
back.
Find a skip for this.
Oh,
I don't think that star has a physical hitbox.
Get around the trigger.
I wish.
Ну, теперь, наконец-то, Final Form.
Seems intimidating, but this fight's actually really easy.
It's pathetic. You just press A and Z 4 times and you win. This has like the most epic music in the game, but you only get to hear it for like 20 seconds. And Bowser's one attack drops a coin, so it's literally impossible to die.
Эпичная космическая битва, где Марио закидывает планетами Баузера.
Orb.
Or
Это мне напоминает, как в одной из последних игр по Кирби, там
Final orb of the game.
And
где финал просто как в Гуррен Лагане. Эпичная космическая битва мех.
all right, so time is actually going to be coming up in about 50 seconds, I'd say. It'll be when I touch the final grand star. I gotta say, this is not a time I'm very satisfied with, but this was a very fun run. I'm very glad I got to do this. And I got to show off a lot of the major stuff, so whatever. Hey, not now. There's like 30 seconds left.
Make sure you let Peach say thank you.
Nah, I don't need her. So there's just one long jump
Это
left.
странно, Пич держится за
Yeah.
эту звезду. Хотя, с другой стороны, ей держаться не надо, у звезды свое поле притяжения должно
Where'd
быть
you come from?
в космосе. Так.
I think you meant
I never even thought about that.
All right, so get ready on time. It's going to be when I touch the grand star.
312 or 313.
312.
И время.
And
На этой звезде
time.
заканчивается ран.
All right, still ahead of estimate.
Heck yeah.
Not my worst marathon run ever,
Но
actually, believe it or
даже
not.
при том, что мы закончили
Big props
спидран
to
Super
Peach
Mario
for
Galaxy
not
2,
finicky sensor bar the whole time, and that
я так
doesn't
понимаю, у
just
нас
strip
еще
the pointer,
Perfect
it
Run
can strip
остался.
the motion controls as
They
well.
can make you drop a lot more inputs.
Yeah, so I thought that you did a really good job adjusting to that.
Yeah, I've actually had a worse run than that, believe it or not. But now,
Да.
I believe we have a donation incentive to do. Is that right?
Yes,
Собрали
indeed, the
денег на
perfect
Perfect
has been
Run,
met.
так что Марио не заканчивается, ребята.
So yeah, as Sludgy just said, I will be doing
Show
this
must
run
go on.
as Luigi. Give it up for him.
yeah.
Luigi.
Luigi.
So imagine you're at the end of a 22-plus hour run. You've collected 601 of these MacGuffins in the Mario series. All of a sudden, you have to end on this thing. If you have one health, you get hit, you die, there are no checkpoints, you go back to the start.
Or if you're like Odd Me, you get IRL, then you have to leave on the 600 second start.
Now.
I'm sorry, Odd Me.
That blows my mind that actually happened.
He
All right.
hates that. I'm so sorry, Odd
All
Me.
right, so here we go. Are you going to do a timer for this, or?
There's an IL timer, right?
All right, whatever. Let's just go ahead and get started.
3, 2, 1, go.
So you can actually, I'm just going to skip the cutscenes here because it makes this way more favorable. The cycles here at the start way more favorable. We got
Так,
these
и тут
little
мы уже
infinite
начинаем
flash
за
tracks to start
Луиджи.
off here. They don't really save that much time.
Ну, по
They
факту
just
ему
kinda
осталось
mitigate most of these cycles.
забрать одну звезду.
Hopefully
Вот мы видим, опять он обузает полет Йоши. И это сложный уровень, и на этот уровень дается всего одна жизнь.
It's not over yet. There's 6 of these bad boys I gotta go through. So it's actually faster to keep Yoshi after that first section because, again, since he walks a lot faster than Luigi, it just makes this section a lot faster. And as you can see here, I can just walk across the gaps like this. I don't even have to jump until right here.
drop Yoshi off the edge.
Well, I am gonna ditch Yoshi here because I have to ditch him at the start of the next section anyways, because I can't have Yoshi and Cloud Luigi at the same time. Oh yeah, if I take one hit, I go all the way back to the beginning of the level.
Еще надо учитывать, что на этом уровне нет чекпоинтов. Так что, если умирает, то это старт с нуля.
Alright, let's see here.
Так что Bless RNG в чат, ребята, чтобы раннер закончил этот уровень за одну попытку. А то не знаю, как раннер, но я уже готов откинуть копыта.
Good music, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, this is all Galaxy 1 music.
That's why it's all good.
I didn't make the joke this time.
Ha ha ha. It's all really good music, actually.
It is.
Yeah, so I have these two clouds here, so I can do this.
Где анонс рано по Трикиндам будет?
Yeah, skip over some of those annoying laser
Фоловьте,
sections.
ставьте колокольчики, вам все
So here,
заанонсится.
we're going to be using Polestar momentum to actually make this next section a little bit easier.
Если ран вообще будет. Вдруг
Like I
там
said,
игра
when you,
проходится
release
минимум за
yourself with
10
the
часов.
Polestar before you reach its center, you gain a lot of momentum. So I'm actually going to try to use that to gain a vertical momentum. And skip over some of these lasers.
I thought you were gonna hit the Goombas.
So again, drop down, flick him way up in the air, say no thank you.
And one section left.
All right.
This is the hardest
so hard.
section.
Так,
This is the
теперь
hardest
самая
section,
сложная
the Hammer
часть.
Bros and Boomerang Bros section.
His goal is to get to the end and take out the 3 Boomerang Bros.
Yeah, you only have to kill the 3 Boomerang Bros, contrary to popular belief. But I am going to be killing a couple other Hammer Bros to make my life a little bit more manageable. All right, so I'll kill this guy, and then I'm going to kill this guy over here so that he doesn't get in my way while I'm taking on these. And I'm going to kind of take on these guys one at a time.
Don't forget
Okay.
the Comet Medal.
Ha, good joke. Even though I've already done Grandmaster 1 on this file.
Oh, they're out of sync.
It's better now than it was in practice earlier.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
and here we go.
С первого раза убивает бумеранг просов.
There's Rosalina.
It's Rosalina.
Oh, and fun fact.
Розалина.
Up here.
For, you know, for the next level that you have to play.
And there we go.
There we go. GG.
All right. So that was
Луиджи
Super Mario
тоже
Galaxy
нашел
2.
себе женщину.
Just a few quick shout-outs I want to give. First of all, obviously, shout-outs to the Super
И,
Mario
собственно,
Galaxy community.
это и
It's a
есть та
great
самая звезда,
community.
которую мы
Don't be
искали.
daunted by the games being pretty hours long. They're really fun once you get into them.
The
You
perfect
get to use a
run,
lot of really cool tricks
Grandmaster
that are really
Galaxy.
satisfying to pull off. Definitely join the Discord if you want to run either the Galaxy games.
Мара
I believe
обязательно
there are
будет
links on the
комментировать
Steam and
Айзека.
Discord, correct me if I'm wrong.
Somewhere.
I believe so.
So go crash the site and
Don't
try
do
to
that.
join the Discord.
Don't do too much.
Also,
I'm not that.
more shouts I want to give. Shouts to my family for being super supportive and being able to get me here. Shouts to all my friends back home. All of you are probably asleep right now, but I love you all, and I can't wait to tell you guys all about this when I get back.
Обязательно,
And, shouts to
обязательно.
SGDQ for
Мы
letting me
уже
show off this
решили.
game. It's been a real honor, and it was actually a lot of fun, even though the run
Высший
was supposed to
совет
be
спидранеров
designed. So,
сказал,
yeah,
что
I'm done.
Мара
I will
будет
throw it on over to
комментировать
the host.
Айзека.
Thank you so much, Super Viper, for that
Так, ну и на
incredible
этом
Galaxy
заканчивается,
2 run.
наконец-то,
I'm gonna be remembering that one for a good
Super
long
Mario
time.
Galaxy 2. И на очереди у нас игра,
Coming up next, we're going to have
название
ourselves
которой многим будет
Pac-Man
знакомо. Это Pac-Man
World.
World.
Stick around for that one.
И комментировать
In the meantime, let's
эту
jump right
игру
back into
для
your
вас
donations.
будет никто иной,
We have
как сам
$50 from
White
Moxie
Light
127.
Project
Dogs,
TV.
cows, I'm making a list. Money
Да,
goes
доброе
toward
утро,
pets,
ребята.
and that
Привет,
level
Сайрус.
definitely doesn't
Привет.
exist. Speaking of those,
Так,
that
ну в
secret
таком
cow
случае
level
я
is currently
откланяюсь.
sitting at
Мне надо пойти еще доспать недоспанный
33,754
сон.
of the 40,000.
Буду
Spell's
одним
got a
глазком
way to
поглядывать на
go.
чат и на стрим,
It's only 3
а
games
вы тут
away.
развлекайтесь.
So we need to work a
Спасибо
little
за
bit harder on
комментирование.
that one.
Да.
Otherwise, I fear
Удачи.
we may not be seeing those
Все,
bovines.
давайте.
But Octopath Traveler Pet the Dog, however, is doing very well.
Привет,
It
человек,
is
не
at
записанный
less
этот
than
ран.
800 to go to Pet the Dog.
Записанный,
Petting the dog
перезаписанный.
so
Ничего не
close.
знаю. Ладно, сиди, разрешаю.
Ладно, сижу. Дай желаю, чат.
I'm sorry?
Ну, чатик, вы еще это, не уснули там? У вас сколько? У вас 10 утра, лол, вы еще только это, проснулись, нормально. Проснулись, улыбнулись, подтянулись, кофе налились, выпились и нормально.
Налились.
По
Где
звуку
чат
нас
найдет
равняет.
столько лили?
Говорите, кого громче, кого тише, и мы это самое сделаем сальто. Вайта громче.
All right, we
Щас
have
попробуем.
$20 from Anonymous.
А,
Oh boy, I get to talk. I love the sound of my
не,
voice. Hopefully more people
сори, не
donate so I can
попробую.
keep talking. Boy, do I love this smooth, silky sound.
Хотя есть
And
еще
all
один
right,
вариант.
friends, we will be back momentarily. Just gonna hear a few words from one of our sponsors here.
Вариант замутить казаняша, говорят.
Ну, мне, в принципе, попробовать можно. Я особо не против. Но это как сами. Так, сейчас будут эксперименты. Если что, кричите, я заткнусь. Так, я сделался чуть-чуть погромче вроде бы. Да? Да, я же громче стал. Ну, надеюсь на ваш фидбэк.
Как меня слышно, товарищи? Я сделал себя тише. И разговаривать стал тише.
Чуть, да. Ну вот, сейчас должно быть нормально. Я громче, не я тише, и все норм. Сейчас ну все красиво, красиво. Все, оставляем так. В общем, чатик, давайте ваши мнения по поводу прошедшего марафона, по прошедшим играм точнее. Смотрели ли вы, что там, вчерашний день? Что ждете сегодняшнего дня? Вы что, на русский? Да, на русский мы стримим только связанные со спидранами штуки. В основном это либо какие-то свои локал-марафончики, либо свои туториалы на русском языке и так далее. Ну, еще разочек сыграли в что, где, когда по теме спидранов. Запись есть на ютубе, кому интересно. Какие сегодня
Сегодня будет
известные
Диабло.
игры? Так, камон, да кому интересно Диабло? Каждый марафон его пихают. Там дальше Quake, Half-Life 2, ну, Майнкрафт. Ну, типа, камон.
Камон, Майнкрафт. Кому нужна этот Майнкрафт? Когда есть Слай Купер и Стифиус Раконус. Замечательная игра. Поговаривают, что она даже лучше,
And hey,
чем
we're back.
Диабло.
Hope we didn't keep you waiting too
Спрашивают,
long.
когда будет летняя ЕСА. С 20
We
по
get
27
$10
июля
from Ultra
будет
Uber
ЕСА
and
на
donated to
этом
my
канале.
friend
Вот
Crunchy
прям
Lex.
здесь.
Thanks for all the help everyone does at GDQ. Donation goes to
Подписывайтесь,
Crunchy's
ставьте
Service.
лайки,
Hey,
хреначьте
Ultra, how you doing?
колокольчики и не
My choice
пропустите никогда
is
ничего.
the cow level. All right, speed
Ну, не так
friends.
уж и долго
Well,
ждать.
we have been to the end of the universe and back
Всего лишь
together
почти месяц.
with a heavy heart, I must admit. I'm gonna have to say goodbye for now. So everybody out there, late night crew, everyone out there watching, I love you all. Don't ever change. I'm leaving you with the one and only Smooth Operative. Till next time, friends.
Что более масштабно ЕС или ГДК? В разы масштабнее. Потому что на официальных стримах ГДК собирается более 100 тысяч народу в основном, а на стримах ЕСа, ну там, если 10 тысяч наберется, уже хорошо. Но зато на ЕСе будут наши русские спидранеры. Там вроде как Микоразиум поедет. Кто-то еще поедет. Я, к сожалению, всех не помню. Расписание давно видел. Тест Мека Смарткин, да, вот, подсказывают. Еще Way Cold будет, кстати. В общем, ребята, у вас есть некоторое время, чтобы заварить себе чай, кофе, приготовить завтрак, заварить лапшу быстрого приготовления или что вы там любите. Так что...
Я думал, бывалые слесаря кушают только борщ.
Ну, это немножко не так работает.
А что ты больше любишь, кофе или чай?
Это провокационный вопрос, но отвечу чай.
Зеленый, черный, белый, молочный лун.
Ну, а давай я выпендрюсь и скажу, что не во всех языках есть разделение на зеленый черный чай, поэтому любой чай. Вот так вот.
Может быть, 20-летний пуэр тебя заинтересует?
Ты видел его цену?